In a world where evil spirits spread and kill everywhere, people find a new way to survive through pet mutation. People with strong spiritual willpower are capable of controlling these mutated pets, which they call spirit pets. In this story, we will witness the life of Yi Qianxing as he uses the mysterious simulator to create the strongest spirit pet. 500 years ago, an unprecedented meteor shower tore through space and formed a huge black hole. Like shooting stars, countless monsters poured out from it, and humanity gave them the name evil spirits. The evil spirits feed on humans, and considering the fact these monsters are far stronger than ordinary people, humanity has no way of fighting back. What a messed up and depressing world to live in. The surviving humans were forced to establish many safety zones, and so, the war against the evil spirits began. Not long after, humans extracted a special substance from the evil spirits. Then, scientists injected it into animals, causing them to mutate and become much stronger. Well, humans will always be humans. No matter how hopeless the situation is, they will surely find a way. Moreover, humans with strong spiritual power can sign contracts with these mutated animals to make them become spirit pets. As a result, a new job and responsibility have been established for humans, which is becoming spirit masters. They are humanity's newfound hope to fight against the evil spirits. That being said, as a being who can oppose evil spirits and protect mankind, spirit masters are highly regarded everywhere. One day, a huge mint green colored wolf bites a husky, named 205, to death while its owner desperately calls its name. It turns out that its owner is a handsome blue-haired guy named Yi Qianxing. Unfortunately, he is being attacked, and someone is stepping on his head, pinning him down to the ground. He begs a guy named Zhou Wei to have his spirit beast let go of 205. Meanwhile, the purple-haired guy named Zhou Wei tells Yi Qianxing that he better remember that in his life, there are some people that he will never be able to go against. He even added that he would take his dog's life for getting on his nerves, but the next time he messed up with him, he would take Yi Qianxing's life for sure. Wait, what the heck is wrong with this guy? Does he think that life is just something he can take when he wants? One of Zhao Wei's minions says that Yi Qianxing is really useless. He even ridicules him for bringing a normal pet, which will not make Yi Qianxing become a spirit master at all. Moreover, the other minion emphasizes that for someone who cannot even make a contract, Yi Qianxing is the most useless among the useless. Well, as the common saying goes, tell me who your friends are, and I will tell you who you are. As Yi Qianxing tries to reach his unconscious pet, Zhou Wei presses his face to the ground even further. That being said, he glares sharply at Zhou Wei and vows to kill him no matter what. This, however, made Zhou Wei laugh so hard. Then, he mocks him if he can even do it. He even mentioned that if he wanted to kill him at that moment, all he needed to do was to wish for it to happen. All of a sudden, his bloodlust starts oozing out of his body, and the huge mint green colored wolf let go of the husky and starts moving toward Yi Qianxing. He can only watch in horror while looking at the jaws of the huge growling wolf. Can't blame the wolf for reacting that way, like master, like pet. Out of nowhere, a voice was heard, stopping the bullies from doing anything further. Then, when the three bullies turned around, they saw a very beautiful long-haired girl named Lin Ruoxi. She told them that they had already killed his pet and badly beaten him up. So, it's about time they stop. That to me seems like a saved by the bell moment. She also told them that no matter what happens, he is still his younger brother in name. Thus, she doesn't want them to make things difficult for her. Zhou Wei then agrees with her and tells her that for the sake of his senior, he will let the trash like Yi Qianxing go. As the three bullies depart from the area, Lin Ruoxi asks Yi Qianxing why he is doing things that will endanger him. She also reminded him that in their society, a person like him wouldn't be able to win against his spirit master. Meanwhile, Yi Qianxing sadly calls the name of his pet as he wraps it around his arms, grieving for the loss of his beloved pet. This is a very heartbreaking moment. When Lin Ruoxi looks at the bullies who are at a not-so-far distance, she tells Yi Qianxing that he should not butt heads with Zhou Wei. With his identity as a spirit master and the power of his family, no one will bother to say anything, even if he kills him. Well, that is how life becomes so unfair. For a short moment, Lin Ruoxi did not say anything as he watched Yi Qianxing weeps for his pet. Then, she told him that 205 was already dead. She even told him that it was only a normal dog, so he should not be so sad. Yi Qianxing, on the other hand, tells her that she is his spirit master, and they are not the same. Therefore, she doesn't have to try comforting him at all. However, while tears run down his face, he sincerely declares that one day he will definitely become a spirit master who is way stronger than Zhao Wei and others. Moments later, he is left alone in that area to dig a grave for his pet using his bare hands. He bids farewell to his pet for the last time and tells it that it can rest in eternal peace. Also, he said to his pet that once it's in the afterlife, it will no longer experience any form of suffering. Yi Qianxing can't help but express how important his pet is to him. Apparently, his pet has been with him since he was younger. It is the one who willingly stays by his side. Despite the fact that some people, including him, consider him useless, his pet never avoided him. Well, as they say, dog is man's best friend. Although he is an orphan with his pet around him, he never feels lonely. Then he promises to take revenge for his pet. Meanwhile, the blood from his fingers caused by his soil digging drips on his pet's body. Out of nowhere, the area was filled with what seemed like a binary system. Then, a solid pillar of light with solid ring lights around it that contain what seems like barcodes appears. In the center of it, a magical cat monitor-looking robot pops up. It turns out that this is a spirit pet creation simulator, which Yi Qianxing's blood has activated. The magical cat monitor-looking robot reveals that with the use of this system, the host can independently simulate and create a spirit pet. Shocked and confused, Yi Qianxing wonders what the heck is a spirit pet creation simulator. Then, it explains to him that creating a spirit pet requires materials that the host can find on his own. The system will also provide the host with a mysterious treasure chest from time to time. The spirit pet creation simulator gave him his first mysterious treasure chest, which came from his initial reward. Then, it asked him if he wants to open it. With so much curiosity in his mind, Yi Qianxing immediately agrees to open it. Surprisingly, the chest contains very rare items, such as Hellfire, a 5-star material, which is a type of fire from the netherworld that can burn the soul. It also contains a drop of blood from an ancient god, a 4.5-star material, which contains terrifying power. Moreover, it has a group of mysterious spirits that look like a tiny group of lights classifies as a 3-star material. That last, but definitely not least, is an ancient forbidden item that looks like a pocket watch, which is currently in a broken state. It is a 5-star material that has the ability to manipulate time. Yi Qianxing can only scratch his head after knowing all those information. Well, I would definitely do the same thing if I were you, bro. To make everything clear inside his mind, Yi Qianxing asks the spirit pet creation simulator if the materials inside the chest are the same materials that he can use to create a spirit pet. Then, the spirit pet creation simulator immediately confirmed this. Furthermore, the system has scanned that apart from the host, there is a critically injured and dying 5-star material nearby, which turns out to be a mutated husky. That being said, they are all wrong about the husky, for it is also a mutated creature. Nevertheless, he almost buried his pet alive to the ground. Good thing the spirit pet creation simulator appears and explains everything just right on time. The spirit pet creation simulator then asks him if he wants to try to create a spirit pet with his existing materials. Realizing all the information revealed by the spirit pet creation simulator, Yi Qianxing starts wondering if he can save 205 with this process, which immediately confirms. The spirit pet creation simulator happily explains to him that spirit pets are also considered materials by the system. Not only that, the drop of blood from an ancient god contains a large amount of power. Therefore, the chance of reviving his pet is very high. That being said, Yi Qianxing agrees to try it with no doubts. As the process went through, the system recommended adding the blue light mass and the netherworld fire to increase the attributes of the created spirit pet. With so much excitement, Yi Qianxing uses all the materials he has to revive his pet. Then, all of a sudden, 205 floats in mid-air as it absorbs all the materials from the mystery treasure chest. Can't wait how things will turn out this way. This is definitely getting more exciting. Gradually, the body of 205 grows bigger and bigger, from its paws to its jaws. Then, when 205 opens its eyes, a blue flame exudes from it. Well, as the spirit pet creation simulator explains, 205 has evolved into a Cerberus. It is a spirit pet that belongs to the demon type, and it has a 5-star growth type appraisal. Also, it has an F5 level with skills like Shock, Netherfire, Strike, and Devour. However, it is weak to machine-type spirit pets. Its standard conditions and evolve path are still unknown. That form is absolutely epic. All of a sudden, the spirit pet creation simulator dings, and it announces the completion of the spirit pet creation. Then, it tells Yi Qianxing that he has created a spirit pet for the first time, so the system is rewarding him with a +1 on all his skills. Not only that, but he can also fuse 2 skills of his spirit pet. That being said, the spirit pet creation simulator happily asks him to select 2 skills. Yi Qianxing can't still believe what is happening because if he can even fuse the spirit pet skills, that means he can use 205's ability as well. Realizing how cool it is, Yi Qianxing uses Nether Fire and Shock as his fused skills. His Shock skill can soul shock targets no higher than 2 levels of himself, and it can affect their combat power. On the other hand, his Nether Fire skill can summon the Nether Flame to attack his enemies. It can deal both physical and soul damage. After learning Yi Qianxing's choices, the Spirit Pet Creation Simulator solidified his fused Spirit Pet skills. Then, Yi Qianxing starts exuding a blue flame aura all over his body. He feels like he's brimming with so much power. With his current status, he even thinks that 205 doesn't need to do anything. He feels like he can defeat an F-rank Spirit Pet all by himself. Bro, calm down and don't get too ahead of yourself. Soon after, the Spirit Pet Creation Simulator dings again to remind him to sign a contract with his Spirit Pet. He cannot believe the fact that he is in a situation where he can finally sign a contract with a Spirit Pet. Thus, he can't help himself but remember his unfortunate childhood memories. When he was 5, his spiritual power was affected because of an accident. That is the very reason why he was unable to become a Spirit Master, just like others. He grew up being told his trash, and he got fed up with people telling him to give up and not waste their time, for even Spirit Pets get tired of him. With all his memories from the past, he started questioning himself if someone like him could even become a Spirit Master. The Spirit Pet Creation Simulator immediately noticed this, so he told him not to worry. Contracting with Spirit Pets created by the system has a 100% chance of success. This made Yi Qianxing feel better, so even if there was doubt inside his heart, he moved closer to 205. Then, he bit his finger to make use of his blood to sign the contract. Suddenly, the area is filled with a strong force that comes from the light pillar that emanates from the contract. Voila! The contract has successfully completed. Then, the Spirit Pet Creation Simulator congratulates him for it. The thing about making a contract is that the Spirit Master will understand what his Spirit Pet says and thinks. Yi Qianxing was the happiest when he heard 205 call him Master. To him, this was so great, for he not only successfully made a contract, but also could communicate with his Spirit Pet. He cannot contain so much happiness, so he emotionally hugs his Spirit Pet. This might mean everything to you, bro. Well, glad you made it. Not long after, Yi Qianxing asks if 205 can go back to its original form as a normal husky. He explains to him that while his appearance definitely looks way cooler, it can also easily scare people who don't know that he is harmless. Without a second thought, 205 grants his wish. Then, a gust of thick wind and smoke appears. When it subsided, 205 transformed from being a majestic Cerberus to a cute husky, which made Yi Qianxing very happy. He believes that with his normal husky form, 205 can easily confuse its opponent. Basically, 205 will be like a wolf in sheep's clothing. From then on, Yi Qianxing declares that no one will dare to underestimate them ever again. Also, he is very excited to face tomorrow to get to those people who hurt 205 and make them pay for what they did. That night, a loud nagging woman is heard from outside the mansion. It turns out that this is the stepmom of Yi Qianxing. She got so mad at him for coming home so late, she angrily asks him where did he go again and why the heck his clothes are so dirty. She even told him that she wouldn't be buying him new clothes and he might as well go to school naked the next time. Wait, what? That escalated too quickly? It looks like we have an annoying Karen here. While the stepmom continues to badmouth Yi Qianxing, he doesn't bother to explain his side. Not to mention, even his stepdad and stepsis do not bother to intervene at all. They are just there, watching Yi Qianxing accept all the hurtful words. Yi Qianxing has reached the point where he can no longer bear his abusive stepmom, so he frees himself from the tight grip of his stepmom's hand. This, however, shocks and enrages her a lot, and she angrily tells him that he dares to ignore her. She also asks him what kind of attitude he is trying to show. Not satisfied with what she had already said, she even told him that she wouldn't even think twice about chasing him out and letting him go back to being that parentless orphan again. She is really getting on my nerves. Those words linger in the mind of Yi Qianxing, and he starts recalling his childhood memories. When he was 5, an accident caused him to become mentally injured, and his parents disappeared in that accident. After he recovered, he was sent to the orphanage. Then, when he turned 6, he was adopted by his current family, but they had a daughter as well. Not long after, they quickly discovered that his spiritual powers were damaged. That being said, he was unable to make a contract with a spirit pet, and he became part of the lower class in society. The law stipulates that an adopted orphan must be raised to the age of 16, so his adoptive parents could only reluctantly accept him. However, their attitude toward him became extremely bad. Even if he did not do anything, they would scold and hit him. That is definitely child abuse. The two of them should both go to jail. Back then, he could only accept what his adoptive parents were doing to him. But now, he doesn't have to endure the abuse anymore. With fierce eyes, he faces his stepmom and asks her what did he just say about him. Then, he releases his strong aura to intimidate her. Just before he could do anything to his stepmom, Lin Raoshi got in his way and called him by his name to snap him out of his anger. Guess it's better that he did not do anything bad to his stepmom. For surely they will put him in jail. His stepmom angrily asks him what he thinks he is doing. Then, his stepdad tells her not to quarrel with him. He even added that it won't be long till he becomes 16 after that. They no longer have to take care of him. As expected, his stepmom is not yet done nagging. With so much annoyance, she told Yi Qianxing that after taking so much trouble to raise him for 10 years, he doesn't have a shred of gratitude toward them and that he even dares to threaten her. Then, she told him to get out of their house. Well, that's a good relief for you, bro. So, take it as a blessing in disguise. Yi Qianxing then quickly agrees with her and tells his adoptive family that he doesn't really want to stay in that place anymore. He even asked them if they have ever treated him like a family member over the past years. No one answered him, and all of them stayed in silence. Before going to his room to pack his baggage, he told them that he would be better off living without his adoptive family. Later on, when Yi Qianxing is about to exit the door, his stepmom tells him that since he doesn't want to stay anymore, he must quickly get out. Sheesh, what an impatient person. Well, she did not stop from that point. She even told him that with Yi Qianxing's garbage qualification, he would surely become trash in society. Lastly, she told him that without them, he would live a problematic life on the streets. As Yi Qianxing walks outside their house, he asks himself if it is really that difficult to live. Then, he smiled and suddenly changed his mood. He tells himself that he should not just focus on thinking about how to survive, but how to live a better life compared to others. All of a sudden, he heard a voice calling his name. When he turned around, it was his stepsis. Yi Qianxing asks her why did she come to him. Then, she tries to convince Yi Qianxing to come back and apologize to their mom, and she will persuade her to let him stay. However, he had already made up his mind and reiterated that he would not go back nor apologize, for he said nothing wrong. After hearing his decision, Lin Raoshi let him do what he wanted, but she gave him some pocket money, which he could use for everything he might need while living outside. She then told him that that was the least she could do for him. Well, her character is very much likable, and she is always there when his stepbro is in trouble. Realizing that she truly cared for him, he suddenly had a moment of silence. As he looks at her face, he starts contemplating his memories with her stepsis. Even though she is only his sister by name, she is the only one who does not make fun of him when everyone is laughing at him for being unable to become a spirit master. She also did not join those who bullied him. While blushing, he accepted the money from his stepsis and told her that he would consider it as money borrowed from her. Thus, he will return the money to her next time. Then, Lin Raoshi bids her stepbro farewell, and she tells him to stay safe. Moments later, Yi Qianxing moves into an apartment building. The landlord shows him the place that he will rent. He will charge him 2,000 every month for his stay. Apparently, he will have his own room, but he will share the whole house with another housemate, who, according to the landlord, is a very pretty girl. Moreover, the landlord tells him that she's very mysterious and she's often not at home. Not only that, but he also tells Yi Qianxing that her temper is pretty bad too. Basically, he warns him about her and reminds him that no matter what, he must not accidentally enter the wrong room at night or else he will be beaten to death. Sounds very scary, but what the heck is with the face of the landlord? He definitely looks so sus to me. Hearing all those stuff, Yi Qianxing starts to feel weird about the place and the landlord himself. In fact, he thinks that the landlord knows a lot about it, for he probably is the person in his story. Exactly my thoughts, bro. The next day arrived, and it was a bright sunny day in their school. As expected, Joey starts with his bullying habit. While comfortably sitting on a chair, he calls the attention of Yi Qianxing as he enters the room and tells him that it has only been one night, but all of his wounds have already healed. That being said, he commends him for his good regeneration ability. After that, Zhou Wei brought up the topic of Yi Qianxing's fake spirit pet's death and ridiculed him for still attending school even without 205. Without the slightest sign of fear, Yi Qianxing told him that he was just about to find him, but he did not think that he would be right at his doorstep. Sheesh, that was intense. Go, bro. Be the man who will stop this bully. Meanwhile, Zhou Wei starts to feel intimidated by his presence. At that very moment, he also realized that Yi Qianxing seemed taller than him. He then starts wondering if he grew taller overnight or if he's just originally taller than him. All of a sudden, he attempts to lower the head of Yi Qianxing forcefully because he doesn't like talking to him and he has to look up at him. What an annoying brat. Yi Qianxing then blocks Zhou Wei's hand from grabbing his head. Then he maneuvers his hand to grab his hand, and he drags him down to the floor, making him kneel down before him. This extremely shocked him as he never thought that he would dare to fight him back. Serves you right, Mr. Brat. Yi Qianxing then tells Zhou Wei that he will show him exactly what it means to fight back. That being said, Yi Qianxing uses all of his strength to break the arm of Zhou Wei. Then, he experienced extreme excruciating pain that made him shout so loud. Well, it seemed like Yi Qianxing is not satisfied yet with his revenge, and he kicks him on his chest like a soccer ball, sending him to the other corner of the room. The impact was so strong that even other students got scared of it. What the fudge? Feel bad for one of their classmates who seems peacefully sitting down at his desk and suddenly find himself in midair. Bro is definitely shooked. Yi Qianxing then told him that it was only the beginning. He will slowly make him pay for what he did to him. As expected, his classmates cannot believe that it is really him. In fact, they are very surprised that the once incompetent and weak Yi Qianxing actually managed to beat Zhou Wei. Also, they wonder how did he suddenly become so fierce and what could be the reason behind his massive change. Well, as the common saying goes, the wheels go round and round. You won't always stay at the bottom. Enraged by what happened to him, Zhou Wei told Yi Qianxing that a trash like him should not dare to hit him. He wants to make him regret not dying the last time he had a chance. That being said, he summons his spirit pet, Ironback Wolf, inside their classroom. This guy is out of his mind. Why summon a ferocious monster inside the classroom? Is he trying to hurt even his innocent classmates just to take his revenge? All of a sudden, a green portal appears above Zhou Wei, and his spirit pet slowly comes out. Behold, the infamous Ironback Wolf, ready to crush its enemy. It is a spirit pet that belongs to the battle type, and it has a 1.5-star appraisal. Also, it has an F3 level with skills like Claw, Bite, and Ironback Impact. However, it is weak to flying and ghost-type spirit pets, and the abdomen is its most vulnerable area. Its standard conditions and evolved path are still unknown. Realizing that the Ironback Wolf is just 1.5 star, it cannot even be compared to his 5-star Cerberus. He wonders if he can fight against an F3 spirit pet after fusing the skills of 205. Not long after, Zhou Wei alerted his beast pet to get ready for an attack. Then he commands his spirit pet to rip Yi Qianxing to shreds. Wow, that looks like a very tough opponent. With so much bloodlust, the Ironback Wolf instantly went berserk, ready to end the life of Yi Qianxing. When he is just a few feet away from him, Yi Qianxing activates his fused power, Shock. All of a sudden, a mystical force accumulates in his eyes, and it turns dark with a black hole with golden calibration. When the Ironback Wolf enters the force field that resembles the dark eyes of Yi Qianxing, it instantly gets frozen in midair. Seeing that his skill already took effect, Yi Qianxing gets ready to deliver his finishing blow. He told the spirit pet to get out of his way, and at the same time, he gathered all his might and launched his magnificent one-leg kick directly to the abdomen of the Ironback Wolf, which is its most vulnerable area. Nice one, bro. The kick is super strong that it sends him flying in the direction of Zhou Wei. Shocked by what just happened, Zhou Wei could only watch in horror, realizing that he was in trouble. Well, the flying body of his spirit pet directly crashes onto him, slamming them both on the wall. All of the students who are watching the fight cannot believe what they just have witnessed. One of the witnesses wonders if he is not dreaming after seeing Yi Qianxing beat the Ironback Wolf. He even doubted if he is even a human being. Meanwhile, a female spectator marvels at how it is possible that he defeated a spirit pet using his strength alone. Not to mention, the Ironback Wolf is known for its ferociousness. On the other hand, when the two get up, they feel so extremely mad at Yi Qianxing for the embarrassment they just experienced. Then, Yi Qianxing triggers them even more and asks him what is holding him back from attacking him. This is so funny. Bro, your sarcastic approach simply works. Meanwhile, a girl with pink hair asks Zhou Wei to stop at that very moment. It turns out that this is a beautiful young lady named Xia Xiaoyu, who does not obviously like pink color. Nonetheless, she reminded Zhou Wei that what he did was against the school rules, for nobody is allowed to summon a spirit pet inside the classroom. Recognizing who stops him, Zhou Wei instantly transforms from a mad to a calm demeanor. It looks like the bully is romantically attracted to Ms. Pink. However, as the infamous bully, his ego won't let him forgive Yi Qianxing for what he did to him. That being said, he told Xia Xiaoyu to mind her own business, and he immediately commanded his ironback wolf to get ready to attack. Seeing how stubborn Zhou Wei is, she gets pissed off because he dares to go against the school rule just to get what he wants. Xia Xiaoyu then reaches the point where she can no longer tolerate his bullying, so she summons her spirit pet. A red portal appears above her, and fire spirit Finch, which she calls Huo, comes out. She then warns Zhou Wei that if he doesn't keep his spirit pet, he cannot blame her for what is going to happen next. Wait a minute, didn't she recently say that summoning spirit pets is prohibited inside the classroom? Well, sometimes it's really hard to practice what you preach, especially if the situation calls for it. Her spirit pet belongs to the fire-type Rose Finch lineage, and it has a 4-star growth type appraisal. Also, it has an F9 level with a skill like Flame Strike. However, it is weak to water and rock-type spirit pets. Its standard conditions and evolved path are still unknown. Meanwhile, Yi Qianxing got so impressed with her spirit pet that it has a 4-star appraisal. This means that its potential power must be very strong. As the spiritual pressure inside the classroom starts to rise, their homeroom teacher steps in and asks them what the heck they are doing before things can get worse. Xia Xiaoyu, Yi Qianxing, and Zhou Wei got flustered when they saw her. It looks like the terror teacher has arrived. She promptly told them that spirit pets are not allowed to be summoned inside the classroom. That being said, she calls the attention of Xia Xiaoyu and tells her that she, more than anyone else, should be well aware of that rule, considering she is a class monitor. Poor Xia Xiaoyu. The teacher then asked her what she would do if her classmates got hurt. Xiaoyu then explained to her that it was Zhou Wei who summoned his spirit pet first, and he did not listen to her warning, before she even finishes her explanation. Her teacher gets the table so hard with his training whip to put an end to it. Completely pissed off by the situation, the teacher commands Zhou Wei to dismiss his spirit pet and go to the infirmary right away. Surprisingly, the infamous bully immediately follows her order, and he tells Ironback Wolf to go back. At the same time, Xia Xiaoyu also tells Huhu to return as well. Well, it seems like the show is over. When he passed by him, Zhou Wei angrily told Yi Qianxing that he would never forget what happened. On the other hand, Yi Qianxing told him in the coldest way possible that he would not forget about it either. Then, he even declares that what happened to his wrist is just the beginning, for he will slowly make him pay for everything he did. The teacher, on the other hand, couldn't believe that Yi Qianxing actually faced the Ironback Wolf with his strength alone, considering he is supposed to be very weak. Moments later, Yi Qianxing and Xia Xiaoyu are seen running around the school sports field. While running together, he told her that she should not have been punished, for what happened was a personal fight between him and Zhou Wei. After hearing that, Xia Xiaoyu told him not to say that because even if she had to be punished, she could never just watch Zhou Wei bully him. Then, a flashback of what happened earlier is revealed. It turns out that the teacher gave her a punishment to run 5 times around the school field. Well, even if most of the blame falls on Zhou Wei, her teacher believes that she is wrong as well. The mere fact that she summons her spirit pet, which can cause extremely high damage, she already endangers the rest of her classmates. Not gonna lie, the teacher has a huge point. Xia Xiaoyu accepted her punishment and did not protest at all. Meanwhile, Yi Qianxing told his teacher that the situation happened because of him and Zhou Wei, so he asked his teacher to punish him together with Xia Xiaoyu. After hearing his resolve, the teacher grants his requests since he insists on it. This, however, was not agreed to by Xia Xiaoyu, but she couldn't do anything about it. Back to the present time, Yi Qianxing explains to her that he's a man. So how can he let a girl protect him? Bro, did you just forget how your stepsis saved you? Then, he brags about himself beating Zhou Wei to a pulp. Xiaoyu acknowledged this and even described him as amazing. In their childhood years, Xia Xiaoyu and Yi Qianxing knew each other from the orphanage. However, her spiritual power is extremely strong, which means she could become a talented spirit master. As a result, she was adopted by the vice president of the Jiangnan Royal Management Association. Given the fact that a large amount of resources was given to her, She became one of the strongest spirit masters of her generation. Along their way, Xie Xiaoyu stops running, and she sadly asks Yi Changxing if what she heard that morning about Zhou Wei killing 205 is true. She then revealed that Zhou Wei was bothering him because of her. Oops, someone is spilling the tea. Xie Xiaoyu further explains that the reason why he keeps bullying him is because he is jealous of their relationship. Not to mention, she also rejected his confession before. All of a sudden, she cried and told Yi Changxing that she did not think that Zhou Wei would actually kill 205, his only companion. Yi Changxing then pats her head and calls her silly. He reiterated to her that it was not her fault, for Zhou Wei was the one who did wrong. This made her feel relieved. Soon after, Yi Changxing happily reveals to her that 205 is not dead yet. He then opened the portal and told her to see for herself. Suddenly, Xie Xiaoyu's eyes grow bigger and more shiny as she sees 205 coming out of the portal. Seeing her, 205 immediately jumps over her. Xie Xiaoyu excitedly hugs 205 and expresses how happy she is that it is alive. Meanwhile, 205 starts rubbing its muzzle on the melons of Xie Xiaoyu, then look at its master showing how happy it is doing its stuff. What a perverted dog! He then gives 205 his cold stare and evil grin while telling it to return to its portal quickly. Apparently, Bro's face is giving the "how is this dog living a better life than me" kind of vibes. Xie Xiaoyu realizes something and quickly turns to Yi Changxing. However, since she was just a few inches away from him, she couldn't help but blush. Nonetheless, she still asked him how 205 gets summoned from the Gate of Contract. She then realized what was happening and did not wait for Yi Changxing to answer anymore. Xie Xiaoyu figures out that he formed a contract with 205, which means he finally became a spirit master. She is very happy with what she discovers to the point that she strangles the neck of 205 with her tight hug. Sis, I think you are the one who will kill 205 with your uncontrolled emotions. Yi Changxing did not deny it and told her that he was lucky to get a few treasured items. He further revealed that these items did not only heal 205 but also managed to recover his lost spiritual power. Upon hearing that, Xie Xiaoyu became so happy for him. Meanwhile, 205 is again enjoying his favorite position. What an extremely sus doggo. Little did they know that while they were celebrating Yi Changxing's Spirit Master awakening, which would make him pass the school exams, Zhou Wei was watching them from afar. That being said, he was engulfed with so much jealousy and vowed to kill Yi Changxing. Bro's hatred and jealousy are triggered to their maximum level. Later that night, Yi Changxing returns to his apartment. When he is about to enter, he realizes that the door is not locked. Then, he instantly realized that someone was showering. He remembers what the landlord told him and gets so excited about it. Like master, like pet. No wonder why 205 acts that way. Apparently, he is right. It is no other than his hot housemate, who is currently enjoying her steamy hot bath. After taking her bath, she just came out of the shower without wearing anything. Behold the breathtaking view of one of the 7 wonders of the world right before the eyes of the low-key perverted Yi Changxing. Seeing that rare scenery, his eyes grow larger, his cheeks wildly blush, and his nose bleeds. Oh my goodness, Bro completely loses it. On the other hand, the beautiful lady immediately goes back inside and quickly closes the door. Apparently, Yi Changxing cannot believe his eyes that he just suddenly sees his roommate's wholeness. Nonetheless, he confirms that what the landlord tells him is right, for she is very pretty. Not long after, the beautiful lady came out again. Yi Changxing moves toward her and explains to her that what happened was not on purpose because he really didn't know that she was showering. He even asks her if she is the one the landlord mentioned to him. Little did he know, she was holding a knife the entire time he was blabbering. Without saying a single word, she quickly moves toward him, which startles Yi Changxing. Luckily, his body reflex is fast enough to dodge the sharp knife that is aimed at his head. He then asks her what the heck is she doing. While he completely loses his cool, the beautiful lady realizes that he got skills, for he manages to dodge her attack. Well, you're right, sis. Thanks to the Spirit Pet Creation Simulator. Yi Changxing figures out that she won't stop with that single attack, so he tries his best to dodge her next attack. As he dodges the swing of the knife delivered by his housemate, he explains to her that he acknowledges the fact that seeing her naked is not right, but it was never his intention to see her that way. Meanwhile, the beautiful lady curses him and kicks him. Yi Changxing managed to block her kick and her next consecutive knife slashes. Realizing that he has to hold her down before they can actually talk, Yi Changxing grabs her hand holding the knife, followed by the other one. He then raises both her hands and tells her to calm down. However, in the process of taming her down, the beautiful lady slips and loses her balance. This, however, resulted in both of them falling on the floor. While falling, she realizes that she has messed up. On the other hand, Yi Qianxing can only apologize for what is about to happen. While on the floor, Yi Qianxing ends up pressing his body on top of the beautiful lady. This awkward position makes them both blush and speechless. Not long after, he again begged the lady to calm down first, for he meant no harm. He explains to her that he is actually another tenant in the house. So what happened is purely unintentional. That being said, he wants to talk about everything that happened in a calm manner. Bro, as if you can talk about it calmly when your body is on top of hers. She then curses him and tells him to get off her first. From a bird's eye view, they seem like doing a sacred ritual of human reproduction. Realizing how awkward looking their position is, Yi Qianxing quickly gets off her and apologizes for it. When both of them managed to stand up, he told her not to do anything with the knife again, to which she agreed. However, she is not yet done with her plans to execute him. That being said, she immediately proceeds to her plan B, realizing that she is targeting his manhood. Yi Qianxing uses his fuse skill, Shock, to stop her. Luckily, he managed to stop her just in time, as it was only 0.01 centimeter before her foot landed on his Dragon Balls, which could break like chicken eggs. Yi Qianxing then quickly steps back after almost losing his manhood and acknowledges the fact of how dangerous the beautiful lady really is. He then confronts her for not keeping her word. She, on the other hand, reiterates the fact that she kept her word because she used her legs and not the knife, which they agreed on earlier. Well, she has a point, but seriously speaking, does this beautiful lady really normalize violence in her life? Meanwhile, the beautiful lady wonders what happened because her body is not in her control anymore. Hence, she realizes that he has the ability to attack a person's soul. Yi Qianxing told her that he had just moved in yesterday, and he heard from the landlord that she is quite mysterious, which explains why he doesn't understand her actions. He again clarifies to her that what happened earlier was just a complete misunderstanding. Nonetheless, he also blames her for what happened because she came out not wearing anything from the shower room. Hearing his explanation, she lets him off that day, but she warns him to better forget what happened because if not, she will definitely kill him. Indeed, she is a fearless lady. Needless to say, the landlord was telling the truth when he said that her temper was bad. The next day, Yi Qianxing went to the Mercenary city. In this place, a lot of people are waiting to get their mission where they earn money upon completion. Given the fact that he is completely a newbie in the field of the Spirit Masters, it is surprising to see him clueless about what he needs to do. Apparently, he needs a Mercenary badge before he can take on a mission. The thing about Yi Qianxing is that he doesn't even know what a Mercenary badge is nor where he can get it. That being said, he asked all of them to the lobby attendant. She explains to him that as long as he manages to join a mercenary group that is officially registered in the Mercenary Association, he will automatically be given a Mercenary badge. Sound like an RPG adventure game to me. Soon after, he asks her how to join a mercenary group. She then explains to him he can follow the map that's next to the city gate to get to the recruitment plaza. There are many groups that are looking for teammates. Right after he got all the answers to his questions, he thanked the lobby attendant. On the other hand, she is very much happy to perform her duties and help him in the best way she can. On a side note, the people in the lobby can't help but notice how polite he really is. He bids farewell to her to go to the recruitment plaza. On his way out, he passed by a tall, muscular, tough-looking guy. Is it just me, or is he giving the perfect Gaston vibes from the Beauty and the Beast? He was instantly amazed by his imposing presence. It is noticeable that people in the lobby feel irritated about him, not queuing like them. But most of them are well aware of him as a strong E-rank spirit master, so they turn a blind eye to everything he does. It looks like we have another bully on the line here. This tall, muscular, tough-looking guy with weird eye markings is Kuiwu of the Iron Blood Mercenary Group, and he is ranked first in the Mercenary City. When he reaches the front desk, she asks the lobby attendant, whom she calls Chick, if there is any mission he can take at that very moment. She is so intimidating to the point that the lobby attendant fears answering him. Although she feels extremely scared, she gently reminds Kuiwu to observe the rules of the hall and not to cut in line. He then instantly felt irritated about her and reminded her that an ordinary person like her doesn't have the right to tell him what to do. Then, he told her to hurry up and do what he told her to do. What a bossy, trashy, entitled kind of guy. Does he think he is above the rules? Kuiwu is not yet satisfied with what he said. He even points out to her that he cut in front of the people she is referring to. But none of them say anything. But she dares to talk to him about the rules. Well, nobody is going against you because you are a big bully, and that is not something to be proud of, bro. With teary eyes, she pleads to him to follow the rules and queue up. This, however, completely enrages him. He gets pissed off by her stubbornness and gets ready to beat her up to death for not listening to him at that moment, when he's about to grab the hair of a lobby attendant. Yi Qianxing interferes and grabs his hand. Kuiwu asks who the heck he is and why he dares to butt in. Yi Qianxing then tells him that he is just an ordinary student who does not like bullying. He then looks at him in the eyes and does not let his grip off his hand. No matter how much he wanted to break free, Kuiwu just couldn't do it. He then starts wondering how on earth can an ordinary student possess such strength. As they stay longer in that position, the people inside the hall start noticing them. One guy in the corner is completely shocked that someone actually dares to mess up with Kuiwu. On the other hand, the other guy said that he was not familiar with him, but based on his age, he must be a newly awakened spirit master. The crowd then starts to watch them. One guy even laughs at Yi Qianxing for trying to be the knight in shining armor and standing against Kuiwu. He even said that he would be as good as dead after provoking him. Upon hearing comments from the crowd, Kuiwu starts to feel anxious for he cannot lose to Yi Qianxing in front of many people. Well, losing will surely tarnish his solid reputation. That being said, he gets ready to launch a strong punch against his enemy and tells him that he will die for not minding his own business. However, Yi Qianxing already anticipated it, and he waits for the right timing and correct position to execute the correct action and smack his enemy down the floor like a garbage bag in full 360. This shocks him so much, and the amount of shame that he will face is too much for him to handle. The spectators around the area are completely shocked by the outcome of the fight. They can't believe their eyes that a random guy like him actually managed to take him down. Not to mention, Kuiwu is also known to be the champion of the underground fighting arena in Jiangnan City, so it is very unbelievable that he would be finished off with one blow. With so much humiliation, Yi Qianxing made Kuiwu extremely angry. That being said, he summons his infamous Berserk Black Bear. Then, a dark brown portal appears in the area. Behold the Berserk Black Bear. It is a spirit pet that belongs to the battle type, and it has a 2-star appraisal. Also, it has an E3 level with skills like Brutal Impact, Shock Roar, and Iron Claw. However, it is weak to flying and ghost-type spirit pets, and the nose is its most vulnerable area. Its standard conditions and evolved path are still unknown. Well, it looks to me that Bro and his spirit pet went to the same barber shop. Look at their friggin' hairstyle. Kuiwu commands his spirit pet, which he calls Xiangda, to make his enemy pay for what he did to him. Meanwhile, Yi Qianxing realizes that it won't be easy to deal with the spirit pet, for it is a 2-star E3 level with pure strength. The Berserk Black Bear immediately uses its Shock Roar skill, which causes weaker people to get stunned or even collapse. Apparently, Yi Qianxing is strong enough to withstand that attack. He then told Kuiwu that since he wanted to play around, he would play with him. Kuiwu, on the other hand, is totally confused why he is not affected by the Shock Roar, which is a strong shock skill. Kuiwu can't help but worry about how all the mercenaries in the area got stunned by the roar, yet there he is, standing and not affected at all. Not long after, Yi Qianxing summons 205. Then, a huge purple portal appears above him. All of the people in the hall are looking forward to his spirit pet. They expect that he has a pretty vicious pet. That being said, they all feel underwhelmed when a cute howling husky comes out of the portal, which is definitely a pure breed based on its appearance. Well, expect the unexpected, folks. Besides, you should never judge a book by its cover. They'd all laugh so hard when they realized that someone makes a husky their spirit pet. They even said that his pet might run away from its enemy. Meanwhile, a woman said while laughing that the husky was actually looking at her. Well, madam, apparently, this cute husky has a perverted mind, so I am not really surprised that it is looking at you. Kuiwu tells him that he thought he was someone from a well-known family who was given the necessary education and resources, which is why he is strong. However, to him, Yi Qianxing's spirit pet is proof that he is just overthinking. That being said, he commands Xiangda to tear the husky apart, and says that he will let him eat dog meat that day. Don't be too confident, bro. Yi Qianxing then told 205 that they were looking down on its presence. That being said, he asks his spirit pet to show those people what it is capable of. When the Berserk Black Bear uses Iron Claw against 205, it skillfully dodges it. Meanwhile, when 205 plans to retaliate, Kuiwu mocks it. He says that a small husky attacking his berserk black bear is a total suicide. However, 205 tremendously shocks them all when it transforms itself into a majestic Cerberus. Then, 205 prepares to deliver its powerful strike skill. At that moment, Kuei-Wu is absolutely flustered that the husky turns into a friggin' Cerberus. Yi Qianxing commands 205 to watch how its enemy moves. When 205 is about to land its strike, the berserk black bear suddenly moves back to avoid the attack. This, however, is immediately noticed by 205, so it used its skill, shock, to petrify its enemy. Being unable to move, the berserk black bear cannot do anything but endure the damage it will receive. It turns out 205 uses strike to target its left eye. That's so close. 205 should aim for its nose instead. After that, the two spirit pets back off from each other. Well, I think everyone will agree that the design of the battle is very much like Pokemon. Kuei-Wu acknowledges the fact that Yi Qianxing is good, so he tells Xiaoda not to stop. He then tells his spirit pet to mince his opponent like meat and commands him to use brutal impact. Yi Qianxing, on the other hand, commands 205 to use nether fire against its enemy. The nether fire burns its enemies so hard. However, Xiaoda's brutal impact makes him endure that level of attack. All of a sudden, Xiaoda went berserk mode. Realizing this, Yi Qianxing tells his spirit pet to watch out for the attack. However, the berserk black bear already lands consecutive strikes to 205 before it can even dodge. This made 205 fall on the floor in a very critical condition. Upon realizing that 205 is badly hurt, Yi Qianxing starts to blame himself. He thinks that it is his fault for not having enough experience in commanding. He then regrets having 205 launch a frontal attack on a pure strength type spirit pet, for if he had only waited for the perfect opportunity to counterattack by avoiding the attacks with shock skill, the outcome could have turned out differently. Well, regrets always come later. Yi Qianxing acknowledges the fact that the berserk black bear is truly worthy of being an E-grade pure strength type, for it could withstand the power of the nether fire and counter it with a powerful punch. However, he believes that even though the berserk bear managed to withstand the nether fire, its body and soul suffered greatly from heavy damage. Not to mention, it starts to appear to be extremely unfocused. At that point, Yi Qianxing became very confident that both sides were heavily wounded. That being said, he apologizes to 205 for his shortcomings and orders it to go back to the gate of contract and have a rest. This, however, was protested by 205, and it told its master what he would do if it went back. Yi Qianxing then reassures 205 not to worry, for he has a solution. After hearing that, 205 felt relieved, and it willingly went back to the gate of contract after telling his master to be careful. Kuei-Wu then laughs at him and calls Yi Qianxing an idiot. He told him that he must really want to die, for he sent away his spirit pet at that very crucial time. Yi Qianxing, on the other hand, asked him if his spirit pet was severely injured, would he still want it to fight for him? Realizing that Kuei-Wu doesn't mind at all, he tells him that someone like him who doesn't care about their own spirit pet has no right to call themselves spirit masters. That's right, bro. I totally agree with you. Even after hearing his sentiments about spirit pets, Kuei-Wu still mocks him about his friggin' childish perspective. He then asks Yi Qianxing if he thinks that being a spirit master is all about sunshine and rainbows. Kuei-Wu explains that whenever he takes on a mission, he lives a life where he can't even be sure of his own safety. That being said, he doesn't have time to care about his spirit pet. All of a sudden, his aura changed, and he told Yi Qianxing to forget it, for he didn't have the patience to argue with him anymore. Then, Kuei-Wu commands Xiangda to rip his enemy apart. The way how their eyes beam with light tells me that a disaster is about to happen. Suddenly, the berserk black bear jumps toward Yi Qianxing, ready to rip his body apart. Luckily, a mysterious rich guy with bodyguards appears to stop the fight before the attack even lands at him. It seems like Bro is saved by the bell again. The mysterious, handsome, rich guy asks Kuei-Wu if he is not aware of the rules in the Mercenary City. Moreover, he explains to both of them that no matter what grudges they hold against each other, they are still not allowed to fight. Not long after, the people inside the hall recognize the mysterious rich guy's identity. It turns out that he is the young master. They even begin to wonder if he actually came to take care of the Iron Blood mercenary group. Instantly, the young master became the talk of the crowd. Some say that the Iron Blood mercenary group is very famous, but as compared to the young master, they are nothing. Upon hearing all of that stuff, Yi Qianxing starts to wonder about the young master, who is apparently the city lord's son. When he moves closer to the two, Kui Wu immediately tells the young master that he knows the rules. Then, he asks the young master if the rules for ordinary mercenaries also apply to him. Moreover, he explains to the young master that Yi Qianxing insulted him, so it is only natural for him to pay the price for it. Sound like someone is validating his improper actions. Kui Wu hopes that the young master will close one eye for him, or rather for the sake of the Iron Blood mercenary group, and won't get involved in the commotion. With a poker face and without even looking at him, the young master asks him why he would have to close his one eye for him. He even added that, as far as he knows, is not even qualified to speak for the Iron Blood mercenary group. Burned. Serves you right, Mr. Bully. After hearing what the young master told him, he was completely stunned. Then, he agrees to go and let Yi Qianxing live to show respect to the young master's order. However, Kui Wu warns him that he should not let him see him at the mercenary city again, or he will surely die. That being said, he commands his spirit pet to return to the Gate of Contract. Soon after, the young master asks Yi Qianxing if he is okay, and he introduces himself to him. His true name is Sutila, and he is the young master of the city. On the other hand, Yi Qianxing also introduced himself and thanked him for stepping in to relieve the situation. Sutila then tells him that he should be the one who will thank him for helping one of his staff. He also reminded Yi Qianxing that although Kui Wu's character is not very good, his berserk black bear is very strong. Hence, he praises him for being able to manage to injure the infamous spirit pet. On a side note, Sutila warns Yi Qianxing to be extra careful of him from then on. Moreover, he pats his shoulder and explains that Kui Wu is a vindictive person, so he will definitely not just let him go like that. Yi Qianxing then thanks him for his advice. Well, I can smell a great friendship between these two. Moments later, Yi Qianxing went straight to the Mercenary City Recruitment Plaza. In this area, different mercenary groups are recruiting new members. Some of them are the Dire Wolf Mercenary Group, an unnamed mercenary group that has no age or level requirements, Tage Mercenary Group which prioritizes strength-type spirit pet masters. Moreover, there are some weird types of mercenary groups like the following: Teacher Mom Mercenary Group which needs spirit masters with martial arts virtue, and Super Salty Candy Mercenary Group which needs brothers who have fair skin and can dance. While looking for the best mercenary group to join for himself, he saw a beautiful lady sitting at a not-so-far distance. Not long after, Yi Qianxing instantly realizes that she is his roommate. As expected, that scene is what Bro will remember upon seeing her. Surprisingly, she is almost unrecognizable after putting on her clothes. Yi Qianxing decided to approach her at that moment and told her that fate let them meet again. Then, the beautiful lady looks at him in the eyes. He can't help himself but look at her very vibrant melons. Before he couldn't stop staring, he closed his eyes to fight the temptation. Apparently, she is fond of wearing extremely provocative clothes. Sis is very sus from the very beginning. She then stands from where she sits at him and asks him what he come there for. Unable to give a quick answer, she immediately grabs his collar and warns her again to forget what happened last night, or she will kill him. Apparently, Yi Qianxing wants to apologize again, but it looks like she will never listen anyway. Stubborn alert. Out of nowhere, a man appears beside him and asks him if he is his friend, to which she immediately disagrees. All of a sudden, he asks him if he wants to join the Carefree Mercenary Group. Then, he immediately introduces himself to him. Apparently, this old man's name is Yi Xiaoyao, and he is the leader of the Carefree Mercenary Group. He introduces her daughter, whose name is Yi Qinghan, but he assumes that the two of them know each other already. Yi Qinghan then reiterates that she doesn't know him. After blabbering so much, Yi Xiaoyao finally asks him to introduce himself, to which he reveals that his name is Yi Qianxing. Upon hearing his name, a heart appears in his eyes to show his extreme amusement that they have the same surname. He then excitedly told him that they could have the same ancestors, which was disagreed with by Yi Qianxing. Apparently, the Yi in Yi Qianxing's name means night, while the Yi in Yi Xiaoyao's name means leaf. However, he still insists that it's just the same. Well, he is pretty stubborn too. Like father, like daughter. Instantly, he asks him when he is planning to start working, which confuses Yi Qianxing so much. Suddenly, Yi Xiaoyao drags him to sit down and declares that the Carefree Mercenary Group officially employs him. Old man's recruitment process is faster than the Flash. Meanwhile, Yi Qinghan asks her father what the heck he is doing. Yi Qianxing, on the other hand, is totally confused about what is happening and clarifies that he never said he wanted to join at all. He then asks Yi Qianxing if he is looking for a mercenary group, to which he agrees. Then he asks him if he finds her daughter beautiful, to which, again, he agrees. That being said, Yi Xiaoyao tells him that Carefree Mercenary Group is the best one for him. He even convinces him that he can not only join a mercenary group, but also get some special privileges. Behold, the god of negotiations. Pissed off by her father's behavior, she hits his head with his hand and tells him to stop spouting nonsense again. He then points out that she is getting shy. Yi Qianxing then asks him if he is okay after seeing a huge lump in his head caused by her own daughter. Without even noticing, Yi Qianxing finds himself wearing a badge as a sign that he is officially a member of the Carefree Mercenary Group. After giving him resounding applause for being an official member of the mercenary group, he quickly sneaks out to register his information in the system. Yi Xiaoyao then tells him that he just needs to write his name on the badge, and he's good to go. Meanwhile, Yi Qinghan tells him that he is finished. That's really quick. Out of nowhere, Yi Xiaoyao appears beside him and grabs his hand. He then told him that he would take him to their headquarters. Without even agreeing to anything, Yi Qianxing finds himself being dragged by a weird old man. Along the way, people who notice him feel pity for him for joining the Carefree Mercenary Group. Seems like bro has joined a scammers guild. Moments later, they reach the Carefree Mercenary Group headquarters. Yi Xiaoyao then welcomes him to their headquarters. As Yi Qianxing looks around, he notices that there is no one around. Yi Qinghan then answers him that there are only 3 people in their mercenary group, which are also the 3 of them. Yi Qianxing experiences headaches upon knowing all the stuff about Carefree Mercenary Group. He wonders how it is even considered a mercenary group and feels like he has been cheated very badly. That being said, he starts to doubt if they are even allowed to take on missions, for he plans to have a job and make a living. He feels so sad upon realizing that he will become too poor from then on. Yi Xiaoyao, on the other hand, cheers him up but tells him that their group is very particular about their members. Apparently, even if their group has a questionable background, they still manage to receive missions. Then, he asked him to take on the 2-star mission along with Yi Qinghan. After hearing about it, he got very excited and looked forward to taking on a mission. However, Yi Qinghan refuses the idea that the 2 of them will work together. With so much pride, she told them that she could do the mission all by herself. She even added that carrying a burden around is tiring, and she would have to protect him while fighting, which to her is very troublesome. Well, Sis seems like she gets too ahead of herself. In fact, she could not even beat him in their first encounter, right? Meanwhile, Yi Xiaoyao explains to him that he spoiled her too much, and that's why she behaves like that. He reminds him not to take her words to his heart. Yi Qianxing then tells him that he would never argue with her. He even said that since she is very amazing, he needs to participate in the mission even more. In addition, he told his leader that he wanted to see their generation's outstanding talent in action. After hearing all those praises, she allowed him to join with the condition that he won't be crying for help. She tells him that the vehicle is ready, so they better start moving. It seems like her love language is words of affirmation. Moments later, they are on their way to execute their mission, which is to find and eliminate an E-grade evil spirit that appeared on the national highway in the suburbs of Jiangmen City. Yi Qinghan explains to him that no device can detect the evil spirit because it is a ghost type. It seems to be that Bro and Sis will become Ghostbusters on their mission. She further explains that many merchants had accidents on the national highway and human lives and goods were lost. Yi Qianxing then asks her how they can fight it, given those circumstances. All of a sudden, Yi Qianxing's eyes were fixated on a beautiful floating woman's spirit. Suddenly, the 2 of them got hypnotized by her beauty. This doesn't look good to me. To the eyes of Yi Qianxing, she is a beautiful fairy, while to the eyes of Yi Qinghan, she is very pretty. Then, the 2 continue driving to a dead end. Possessed by the power of the spirits of the floating ladies, Yi Qinghan continues to drive on the dead end along with Yi Qianxing. In the middle of that deadly situation, 205 starts woofing at them. With the help of the Spirit Pet Creation Simulator, 205 Spirit manages to communicate with his master. And just like that, Yi Qianxing snaps back to reality. He was dumbfounded to realize they would crash to a dead end soon. So, to prevent their impending doom, Yi Qianxing takes over the steering wheel and maneuvers the car before it hits the dead end. Truck-kun almost isekai them both. Despite avoiding that close call and continuously calling her name, Yi Qinghan is still under the possession of the spirits of the floating ladies. Seeing this, Yi Qianxing starts freaking out. knowing he cannot stop the vehicle since Yi Qi and Qing is stepping on the pedal. Of course, the most adorable husky is there to save the day. 205 advises Yi Qi and Qing to use shock on her, which he follows. Voila! Yi Qing Hun snaps back to reality too. Then she uses her GTA driving skills to run the vehicle properly. Fortunately, she made it just in time to use the brake before they crashed to another dead end. However, Yi Qi and Qing hasn't calculated the inertia from that brake, causing him to be thrown outside and crash into the solid ground wall. Seeing how Yi Qi and Qing got thrown out, Yi Qing Hun comes out with her two massive personalities to check if he is fine. Basically, he's not okay. But she decided to be airheaded and ask if she's okay. Bloody hell. I mean bloody head. Yi Qi and Qing's head got injured from the strong impact, yet he still managed to give Yi Qing Hun a sweet wink. Despite his situation, he still talks about Yi Qing Hun as a soft-hearted girl. Of course, Yi Qing Hun is not a fool not to realize what he is doing, so she does the best thing to do with head-injured people, which is to drop them and let them hit their heads again. After that, Yi Qing Hun asks Yi Qi and Qing where they are exactly, for they seem lost. Yi Qi and Qing then explains to her that they got caught up in an illusion caused by the ghost-type evil spirit. Hearing that, Yi Qing Hun wonders how she escaped the illusion. This cues the entrance of the favorite husky of the year, 205, whom Yi Qi and Qing has given some credit for his great help. Emerging from the gate of contract, 205 gets excited to land on the two massive balloons of Yi Qing Hun. Realizing what 205 is planning to do and knowing what Yi Qing Hun can do, Yi Qi and Qing tries to stop his perverted spirit pet but fails. And just that, 205 receives its one-leg kick, leaving a huge lump on its face and crashing to the solid ground wall. Yi Qi and Qing explains to Yi Qing Hun that 205 is a demon-type spirit pet, so he's the best choice against ghost types. Yi Qing Hun is aware of that factor, so she lets 205 live. On the other hand, 205 is barely standing and is still seeing the stars it gets from the powerful kick. To Yi Qing Hun, demon type is like silly type, so she focuses on how they will complete their mission since they are running out of time. That said, Yi Qi and Qing asks his spirit pet to track down the smell of the evil spirit, which 205 immediately follows. With the use of Tanjiro's sense of smell, 205 manages to find the exact location of the evil spirit. When they arrive at the exact destination, 205 dog instinct kicks in, and it starts woofing like never before. Recognizing the signal from 205, the two get their guards on for any possible nearby attacks. That said, Yi Qing Hun opens her gate of contract and releases her spirit pet, which she calls Blackie. Sheesh, that name sounds very unique and one of a kind. This spirit pet is called Swift Thunder Panther that belongs to the lightning types. It has 2 1/2 star growth type appraisal with E4 level. Rolling Thunder and Heaven's Wrath are its special skills, while rock types are its weakness. On the other hand, its advancement condition and evolution path are still unknown. Considering that their opponent is a ghost type, Yi Qing Hun tells Yi Qi and Qing that it is normal not to see them. Needless to say, both 205 and Blackie are great counters to ghost types, so it surely won't attack them up front. Hearing all that, Yi Qi and Qing gets excited about it. Bro is ready to show off, so help me like this video to support Yi Qi and Qing. Yi Qing Hun asks Yi Qi and Qing what he plans to do next. He did not answer the question directly, but he told 205 to get ready. And just like that, 205 shows off its true form as a majestic Cerberus, which leaves Yi Qing Hun in awe. Yi Qi and Qing asks 205 if it can see the enemy, which 205 confirms. That said, Yi Qi and Qing orders 205 he use Nether Fire Strike against it. Bada bing, bada boom. The invisible enemy appears right before their eyes. This evil spirit is called Resentful Ghost that belongs to the ghost types. It has E7 level. Dreamland and Aura of Resentment are its special skills, while Demon and Enlightening types are its weakness. On the other hand, its advancement condition and evolution path are still unknown. After 205 reveals its hidden presence, it shouts so loud that it hurts Yi Qi and Qing and Yi Qing Hun badly. Pissed off by the painful sound that enters her ears, Yi Qing Hun orders Blackie to attack the resentful ghost with Heaven's Wrath. That said, Blackie summons strong dark purple lighting from the heavens and targets its enemy. As expected, the attack is so effective that it disintegrates the body of the resentful ghost. After that, Yi Qi and Qing felt relieved that her screaming had stopped already. However, The problem did not stop from that, for 205 warned him of an attacker from behind. He was taken aback when he saw Yi Ching-hun attacking him with his dagger, and just like that, he almost got isekai by Dagger-kun. Since Yi Chien-ching is not fully aware of what is happening to Yi Ching-hun, he reminds 205 not to do anything rash. While wondering about Yi Ching-hun's change of heart, he realizes that she got affected by the evil spirit's aura of resentment. Her resentment towards Yi Chien-ching is amplified, so she is attacking him now. This also means that the resentful ghost is still alive and wants them to kill each other. Yi Ching-hun advances her fast blade strikes against Yi Chien-ching. However, she is extremely unstable since she is not in control of her body. While shock worked last time, Yi Chien-ching hesitates to use it again, for it is too risky. Thus, the best way to wake her is to destroy the resentful ghost before she kills him. Yi Chien-ching commands his spirit pet to look for and destroy the evil spirit, which 205 immediately follows. After finding it, 205 uses Nether Fire Strike against it while Yi Chien-ching tries to wake Yi Ching-hun. Meanwhile, the completely confused Blackie doesn't know what to do, so it simply sits there and watches everything. Yi Chien-ching notices it, and he immediately commands it to do its part in helping 205 to destroy the evil spirit. Blackie and 205 team up to do a unison raid with Nether Fire and Heaven's Wrath. Despite all the destructive power, the evil spirit is still not destroyed. Yi Chien-ching then remembers that its soul is restored at the center of its eyebrows, so he commands 205 and Blackie to focus their attack on that part. Unfortunately, his lack of focus on Yi Ching-hun's advances causes him to receive a critical hit in his abdomen. While lying on the ground, Yi Ching-hun decided to send him to his demise. Apparently, Yi Ching-hun positions herself on top of him to sit on his meaty stick while stabbing him to get isekai into another world. Unable to block Yi Ching-hun, Yi Chien-ching wonders if his fate is to die at the hands of a woman. As he is about to face the world of death, Yi Chien-ching remembers Kuei-wu's words about the reality of being a spirit pet master. He then confirms that this path is a life where no one can assure safety at all. A few inches away from his throat being cut, Yi Chien-ching thinks of his desire to live a bit longer. And just like that, the collective effort of 205 and Blackie hits the vulnerable spot of evil spirit, ending its miserable life. This, of course, breaks the evil possession of Yi Chien-ching, giving Yi Chien-ching another chance to live. He is very happy to see Yi Ching-hun snap back to reality and eventually pass out. Moments later, Yi Ching-hun is seen treating Yi Chien-ching's wound. In the face of spectacular beauty and two massive personalities, Yi Chien-ching gives another shot at becoming the god of rays but fails as Yi Ching-hun pulls the bondage to inflict him more pain. Yi Ching-hun reminds her that she only helps him because she is responsible for what happened to him. That said, Yi Chien-ching thanked her for that. Soon, 205 and Blackie come back to them, with 205 biting a mysterious pearl. It is then revealed that it is a soul pearl, a powerful essence of an E-grade evil spirit. When 205 gives it to him, Yi Chien-ching recognizes that it is a soul pearl, which surprises Yi Ching-hun as she did not expect him to know that much. This cues for his Asian roots, flexing how he's a straight-A student. Yi Ching-hun tells him to let 205 eat it. Hearing that from her, Yi Chien-ching cannot believe the fact that he is the one receiving the reward, which made Yi Ching-hun explain why the drop item goes to him. And just like that, he allows 205 to eat it. After satisfyingly swallowing its master's ball, pearl, 205 levels up from F5 to E3, and its evolution path toward becoming a two-headed Cerberus has been revealed. While Yi Chien-ching is very happy with the outcome, the Spirit Pet Creation Simulator appears to give him his mysterious chest. Upon opening the chest, he receives the following: Blue Water Cube, Emperor Scepter, and Ancient Pillar. Seeing him like a child who is given his favorite candy, Yi Ching-hun wonders why he's suddenly acting like that. It turns out that Yi Chien-ching is the only one who can see the Spirit Pet Creation Simulator and the treasure box rewards. Weirded out by his action, Yi Ching-hun asks him what he is thinking about. Realizing that he is the only one who can see those stuff, he just pretends it's nothing and tells Yi Ching-hun that he is just happy that 205 leveled up because of the Soul Pearl. Moments later, the two have safely returned to the Carefree Mercenary Group headquarters. Yi Xiaoyao is very happy that they have successfully completed the mission, and he is ready to give them the commission that they deserve. Yi Ching-hun tells his father to give her share to Yi Chien-ching since he was the one who contributed the most to the task completion, and he got injured. Hearing that from his daughter, Yi Xiaoyao praises Yi Qianqing for his great skills. Yi Qianqing is obviously very happy with what he heard, but since he wants to be the god of Riz, he does not miss praising Yi Qinghan, despite the fact that she was a total disaster. Yi Xiaoyao respects her daughter's decision to give her share to Yi Qianqing, so he brings out a bundle of paper bills, which shocks Yi Qianqing. He did not realize that the commission for a 2-star mission would be that much. Unfortunately, his expectations got crushed instantly when Yi Xiaoyao handed him a total of 1,000 bills. Take note, it was actually 500 per person, but since Yi Qinghan gave him her share, he received 1,000. Wow, the design is very scammy. Yi Qianqing asks Yi Xiaoyao if he is not mistaken because their commission is so little. Yi Xiaoyao then explains that they need operating funds, too, and that's why he is getting a little bit of the total commission. Yi Qianqing directly tells him that he desperately needs money. However, at the back of his mind, he's getting mad for Yi Xiaoyao takes most of the money. All of a sudden, Yi Xiaoyao pretended that a friend of his was calling and ignored Yi Qianqing's concern, leaving his jaw dropped. Yi Qianqing gets so pissed off, for he knows he is just faking the call since he is using a remote control as a phone. A few days later, Yi Qianqing attends his class, where his advisor announces that final exams will divide them into different classes according to their grades. Moreover, each teacher in the class will conduct the first test, where they will gauge the quality of their spirit pet. After hearing that, Zhou Wei smirks like he's planning to do something wicked again. Meanwhile, the teacher reminded those without spirit pet not to be discouraged. It turns out that they have special equipment to test their soul talent. Zhou Wei, the king of bullies, starts laughing at Yi Qianqing. Zhou Wei calls the attention of Yi Qianqing and tells him that he doesn't need to attend at all since he doesn't have a soul pet or soul talent. Hence, Zhou Wei is urging him to drop out already. On the other hand, Yi Qianqing just smiles and tells Zhou Wei that he just recently recovered from the injury he gave him, and yet he's looking for a fight again. He even added that since he is confident that he won't pass, he wants him to make a bet with him, whether he can pass or not. After all the preparations, Professor Milker stands in front of them with her massive jiggly-wiggly bazookas to commence the test. She wants them to come forward once their name is called and summon their spirit pet. The first student is a guy with a bow cut named Zhang San. After moving forward, Zhang San summons his spirit pet called Black Beetle. Professor Milker gets a blood sample from the spirit pet and puts it in the special testing equipment. Unfortunately, there is no movement happening, which means he will be in a common class due to his average spirit pet quality. After hearing that, Zhang San felt devastated because the Black Beetle was the best spirit pet his family bought for him. Next in line is Zhou Wei. As expected from this show-off gangster, he always has his lackeys cheering for him in the background. And just like that, Zhou Wei opens up a green gate of contract and summons a giant green mantis that looks so deadly. This spirit pet is called Twin Blade Mantis that belongs to the Fight and Wind types. It has 2 1/2 star growth type appraisal with E2 level. Twin Blade Slash and Wind Blade are its special skills, while Lightning and Flying types are its weakness. On the other hand, its advancement condition and evolution path are still unknown. This made Yi Qianqing wonder since he knew Zhou Wei's spirit pet was the Ironback Wolf. This made him realize how much money Zhou Wei has since he can simply change his spirit pet whenever he wants. Meanwhile, after Professor Milker pours the Twin Blade Mantis blood sample into the equipment, it actively reacts, giving Zhou Wei elite quality. It is then immediately announced in the class that he has an elite quality spirit pet, so he will be in the second best hot class. As usual, his lackeys celebrate his achievement and pour him several compliments as if he is the GOAT of this manhwa series. Soon after that, Xiaoyi approaches Yi Qianqing to ask if everything is okay and if Zhou Wei stops bullying him, which he affirms to stop her worries. Seeing them together, Zhou Wei gets irritated as he looks at his unreachable star, Xiaoyi, staring at Yi Qianqing passionately with genuine care. However, when he saw Xiaoyi pressing her soft balloons on Yi Qianqing's arms, he lost it all and called out his nemesis to remind him of their bet. It turns out that Zhou Wei made a bet that if Yi Qianqing passes the test, he will eat poop. Ew, jitrippin' no kizzy. That said, Yi Qianqing reiterated to him that he better remember what he said, and if he ever lost the bet, Zhou Wei could do whatever he wanted. While in the middle of the heated conversation, Xiaoyi's name is called. As expected from the daughter of Dolores Cambridge and Albus Dumbledore, she gets perfect quality, which means she will be in the best top class. After hearing that, she wows everyone in her class. Yi Qian Qing is very impressed and happy about her friend's achievement. As the test continues, Professor Milker calls Yi Qian Qing's name, for he is the next to undergo the test. Zhou Wei then tries to piss him off and mocks him to prepare himself to kneel down and lick his shoes. Xiak Xiaoyi bids her good luck as he moves forward, and with a sweet smile, Yi Qian Qing thanks her for that. Knowing that Yi Qian Qing doesn't have a spirit pet, his classmates wonder why he steps forward, and they believe that he should be tested for the soul talent instead. As he continues to walk, he keeps hearing people bad-mouthing about him. They even think that Yi Qian Qing should just drop out. With all the prejudice they have against him, they all get flabbergasted when Yi Qian Qing opens the gate of contract. Above anyone else, Zhou Wei cannot believe that Yi Qian Qing has contracted with his spirit pet because he has a damaged spiritual power. A loud howl coming from the gate of contract made everyone look forward to what their eyes were about to witness. And just like that, 205 descended from the gate of contract to show them all of his fierce looks and a loud woof. After a moment of silence upon realizing that Yi Qian Qing summons a husky, all of his classmates make him a laughingstock. Zhou Wei, on the other hand, recognizes it as the husky that his Iranback wolf killed and wonders how the heck it became a spirit pet. Worrying that he might have just ended up eating shit, he thought of a way to save himself from that horror. So he called Yi Qian Qing's attention and mocked his spirit pet. Meanwhile, 205 looks at Professor Milker with his perverted smile and a strong desire to feel her two massive personalities. Zhou Wei continues to mock Yi Qian Qing and his spirit pet, leaving everyone laughing at him. All of a sudden, Yi Qian Qing asks Zhou Wei where he plans to broadcast himself eating shit if he will pass the test. Yi Qian Qing's words put Zhou Wei in a very awkward situation, so he just tries to be the cool kid in his class, asserting he's a man of his word. However, he claims that he agreed to do it if he passed the final exams. Zhou Wei is confident that even if Yi Qian Qing becomes a spirit master with his husky, he cannot rely on it with the compatibility test. Yi Qian Qing gives him an okay, do-as-you-please face and thinks about how Zhou Wei plays with words, changing the test into the final exam. Yi Qian Qing believes that when the time comes, he will defeat him until he quits. Then he tells Professor Milker, whose real name is Jiang Lin, that his spirit pet is ready for the test. When Professor Milker gets 205's blood sample, it cannot hide its perverted smile, having been able to witness the twin bazookas closely. When Professor Milker drops the blood sample at the testing equipment, it shines so brightly like the sun in mid-daylight, shocking the two professors around. As the equipment continues to cast strong, dazzling light, all of his classmates are left dumbfounded. Professor Milker cannot believe her eyes witnessing that the equipment is releasing like it never did before. And just like that, Professor Milker announces that he gets perfect quality, which means he will be part of the best top class. At that very moment, Zhou Wei feels the presence of trouble down his spine. Now help me to spam #KarmaIsReal. Fake fans wouldn't even know about it. After hearing the outcome of Yi Qian Qing's test, all of his classmates felt so full after eating the huge amount of words they had thrown at him earlier. Zhou Wei, in particular, starts releasing cold sweat as Yi Qian Qing reminds him of his poop-eating bet. Xiak Xiaoyi, of course, congratulates Yi Qian Qing for making it on top with her. This made Zhou Wei feel worse than ever. Having all of the students tested, Professor Milker officially closes the first round. However, she also reminded everyone to prepare for the second round of tests, which will be done at the Demon Spirit Forest. Hearing that, the students felt horrified, knowing how dangerous the forest was. Apparently, the Demon Spirit Forest is filled with E and D grade evil spirits. Professor Milker reminded them that although the school will ensure their safety, nothing is really absolute. That said, Professor Milker expects them all to fully embrace themselves for anything that might come their way. Meanwhile, after hearing about the Demon Spirit Forest, Zhou Wei thought it would be the perfect place for his evil plan against Yi Qian Qing. He strongly believes that if he successfully executes it, his problem will be solved. Outside the academy, Yi Qian Qing is walking alone while thinking about the next practical exam in the Demon Spirit Forest. Suddenly, he heard a familiar voice calling out his name. It turns out that the one calling him is Sutila, the handsome young master of their city. Seemingly, Sutila attends the same academy, and they are at the same year level, but in different classes. Yi Qian Qing asks why a rich kid like him is not studying in the city's top academies. Sutila then smiles at him and flexes his family's remarkable and abundant access to countless resources, and he only studies there because it's closer to where he lives. Hearing him say that, Yi Qianqing smiles at him. However, deep inside, he wants him to stop showing off casually. Not long after, Sutila asks Yi Qianqing about his exam result. Yi Qianqing tells him that he got into the top class and asks about Sutila's exam result. Sutila happily informs him that he got into the same class, which means they will be classmates soon. He then invites Yi Qianqing to celebrate their achievement that day together, and that is how their love story started. Just kidding. Yi Qianqing is very hesitant to accept his invitation because he knows to himself that he cannot afford wherever the young master chooses to celebrate. Seeing him very undecided, Sutila realizes that Yi Qianqing can't just spend as he pleases. That said, Sutila grabs Yi Qianqing's hand and happily invites him to his treat. At that moment, a strong feeling accumulates in their guts, ascending to their hearts, and a slow-mo happens as a cue for a blossoming love story. Just chaffing around again. Moments later, the two arrive at a grandiose building. As they move out from Sutila's newly released 2023 model Tesla ride, he offers to show Yi Qianqing around. Basically, they went to the first-class club in Jiangnan City, where most people can't get in due to lack of money. As soon as Sutila entered the club, he requested the attendant to prepare him the best room they could offer. When the two enter, Zhou Wei sees them and decides to approach his favorite nemesis. Suddenly, Zhou Wei mocked him publicly by bringing out his inability to afford to stay in that place. Zhou Wei even accuses Yi Qianqing of secretly coming inside. Then he tells him that if he kneels down in front of him, he might consider helping him since they are classmates. Hearing him badmouthing his homie, Sutila asks Yi Qianqing the bully's name. As expected, Zhou Wei introduces himself in a very intimidating way and asks the same question to the young master. He even tells him that he is just a bumpkin and shamelessly asks for a room that even he cannot get. Zhou Wei reminds Sutila that the people who go to that club know that they cannot easily access the best room. Hearing all that, Sutila asks Zhou Wei if he thinks he is not qualified for the best room. Sutila then asks the attendant in front of them if he is qualified to enter the best room. The attendant happily informs everyone that he is very qualified, revealing that he is the young master of the city. After that, Sutila dramatically removes his hat to formally reveal himself and thanks the attendant. Zhou Wei is taken aback after realizing that he is in the presence of the city lord's son. Sutila informs him that he is fully aware of his family's power and capability, but it's just nothing for him, making Zhou Wei run out of words. Moreover, Sutila informs him that Yi Qianqing is his beloved homie, so Zhou Wei should be more polite when dealing with him the next time. Then he warns him that if he doesn't follow his request, he cannot blame him for what is about to happen to him. Realizing that he enters the war unprepared, Zhou Wei is muted and can only wonder how Yi Qianqing is connected and gets close to the young master. To top it all, Sutila informs the attendant to put Zhou Wei's name on the Imperial Club's blacklist, and he is not allowed to set foot in that palace anymore. The angry Zhou Wei asks him what right he has to do what he did. He even added that not because he is the son of the Mercenary City Lord, he can do whatever he wants in that place. Pissed off by his rough attitude, Sutila made him realize that he is not just a visitor in that place, considering he has access to the best room. And just like that, Zhou Wei realizes his role in the Imperial Club. Seeing him finally get a grasp of the situation, Sutila approaches him to confirm that he is the boss of the Imperial Club, which surprises Yi Qianqing. Sheesh. Bro humbles him real quick. After knowing everything, Zhou Wei completely lost his balls to talk back to him. Sutila then tells him that he is not welcome in that place. Then he politely tells him to get lost, and Bro wins the most savage character award. With just one flick of his finger, men in black suits appear and surround the group of Zhou Wei. Then, they politely tell them to leave as Sutila returns to Yi Qianqing. In that very embarrassing situation, Zhou Wei remembers what his father had told him before about the boss of the Imperial Club being shrouded in mystery. Moreover, he is told not to provoke him, who turns out to be Sutila. Yi Qianqing brings up the fact that he is the boss of the Imperial Club. However, Sutila informs him that he is just taking over the business that his dad doesn't want anymore. Despite being powerless in that place, Zhou Wei's pride won't allow him to do nothing. So he warns Yi Qianqing to better watch out, for the young master cannot protect him forever, and they leave the place. While walking out, Zhou Wei thinks that Yi Qianqing should not feel safe around him just because he has a prestigious family backing him up. On the other hand, Sutila tells him not to let Joe spoil his mood, and he invites him to the best room. The next day, the students are sent to the demon spirit forest gate. Here, a gatekeeper informs them what to expect inside the forest, especially about the evil spirits lurking around. The gatekeeper also advises them to keep their location within the outskirts as much as possible to avoid the risk of getting endangered. After that, the gatekeeper also informs everyone that for the sake of their safety, the Academy hired the Iron Blood Mercenary to protect them from the shadows. That, however, should not mean they can act recklessly. Once a mercenary takes action, they have already failed the test. Students are fully aware of mercenary reputation, so they do not expect them to be willing to protect students. Realizing who they are, Yi Qianqing asks Sutila if they are in the same group as Kui Wu, which he confirms and reveals to him that Kui Wu has a high ranking in the mercenary. Sutila ensures he does not worry, for he knows they will not dare to touch students, making Yi Qianqing feel relieved. However, Yi Qianqing also reveals that he will not sit and do nothing if they dare to take advantage of the exam. The gatekeeper then explains the task that they need to do, which is to obtain an F-grade evil spirit inner core. He also tells them that if they are strong enough, they can get E-grade inner core, which is even better. The exam duration is 3 days, and if they do not return in 3 days, they will also fail. And just like that, the second task has started. Moments later, Yi Qianqing, Xiak Xiaoyi, and Sutila form a small group to explore the demon spirit forest safely. While walking, Yi Qianqing asks Sutila if his spirit pet is really a Kirin, which he confirms. This spirit pet is called Ice Kirin, a Kirin subspecies that belongs to the mutated frost types. It has 4-star growth type appraisal with F9 level. Frost ground and freezing osmanthus are its special skills, while fire types are its weakness. On the other hand, its advancement condition is revealed, and its evolution path toward becoming an orthodox has been revealed. Sutila is flexing how handsome his spirit pet is and how rare it is. After hearing that, Yi Qianqing supports him, but he also points out how ordinary its name is, which is Da Bai, or literally Whitey. On the other hand, Sutila points out that they are just the same, considering the name of his spirit pet is 205. The two continue to low-key argue with each other when Xiak Xiaoyi sees a scorching earth flower, which is known to have roots that go deeper into the lava underground. Xiak Xiaoyi informs the two that the flower is very rare, and she feels lucky to find one in that place. She also added that her father told her that the flower would promote Huo Huo to E-grade. All of a sudden, Sutila initiates to proceed with harvesting the whole plant. However, he is stopped by Yi Qianqing a few inches away from him harvesting the flower. Sheesh. That was a close call from wasting a very valuable item. Yi Qianqing explains to him that the flower's roots reach deeper into the lava underground, making it impossible to take the whole plant. Moreover, brute force will only make the whole plant be wasted, for the only correct way to harvest it is by picking only the petals. Realizing that he knows a lot, Sutila became even more in love with him. Sorry, I mean impressed with him. Of course, Xiak Xiaoyi is also there to praise him too. When Sutila tries to pick its petals, an evil spirit attacks him. Luckily, Whitey is there to cast a huge ice wall, blocking the enemy's attack, and Yi Qianqing manages to pull him just in time not to get caught in the attack. This evil spirit is called Scorching Earth Servant that belongs to the fire types. It has 3-star growth type appraisal with F9 level. Explosive gun and fire blade are its special skills, while water and divine tree types are its weakness. On the other hand, its advancement condition and evolution path are still unknown. It turns out that this evil spirit is fond of eating the scorching earth flower, so they are always present in places where the flower grows. Huo Huo launches a flame strike against it, but the scorching earth servant easily intercepts it with its power. Little did the evil spirit know Sutila already made his advances, commanding Whitey to cast Frost Ground, stopping it from moving away. After that, Sutila asks his spirit pet to deliver a finishing blow, freezing Osmanthus against the enemy. However, the scorching earth servant shatters the Frost Ground to free itself and the freezing Osmanthus before it even lands on its body. Suddenly, Yi Qianqing commands 205 to attack it with another fire strike. This attack, however, only burns a small portion of the enemy's face. All of a sudden, the scorching earth servant screeches in so much pain. Yi Qianqing explains that the most painful thing after getting hit by another fire strike is the burning of your soul. And just like that, the scorching earth servant is defeated and its body disintegrates in midair. On the other hand, Xia Xiaoyi starts to worry as the petals of the scorching earth flower are withering away. Yi Qianqing believes that the plant itself must have gotten affected by the fight now. Without the support of healthy branches and leaves, the energy from scorching earth flower will begin to leak out. Xia Xiaoyi wonders what they should do since the scorching earth flower is very rare to find. Yi Qianqing then suggests using the petals at that very moment. He crushes the scorching earth servant's inner core and combines it with the scorching earth flower's petals. Sutila cannot believe what he is witnessing, while Xia Xiaoyi follows Yi Qianqing wholeheartedly. Yi Qianqing seeks the help of his spirit pet creation simulator to learn how to make an essence core that can advance Huo's level. Xia Xiaoyi and Sutila wonder if he is a spirit pet nurturer, which he denies, but he admits that he knows how it works. And just like that, a disgusting poop-like essence core has been made for Huo to swallow. Yi Qianqing explains that while it appears unappealing, it is very effective. That said, Xia Xiaoyi orders Huo to swallow it, and the spirit pet reluctantly agrees. All of a sudden, Sutila starts calling Yi Qianqing's attention, and he explains that several experts do not know what his mutated spirit pet needs for its advancement. In short, Sutila asks for Yi Qianqing's help, to which he agrees, for he is confident that the items Sutila needs for his spirit pet's advancement are also found in the forest. However, he needs to focus first on the advancement process of Huo. That said, Yi Qianqing commands it to rise from the ashes again. And just like that, it skyrocketed like a comet, and when it was about to descend in their location, Yi Qianqing asked Sutila to use the frost barrier to protect themselves from the flaming spirit landing. Sutila is amazed to see Huo turning into an egg, which Yi Qianqing explains to be the start of its rebirth. Then, when it lands on the ground, the egg cracks and causes a massive explosion. Fortunately, they are inside an ice barrier and they don't end up like a human barbecue. Yi Qianqing is happy that the result is a big success, while Sutila cannot hide his amazement at everything he has just witnessed. This spirit pet is called Fire Finch or Phoenix that belongs to the divine fire types. It has 6 1/2 star growth type appraisal with E5 level. Sky Burning Plumes, Flaming Slash, and Fire Immunity are its special skills, while Divine Water types are its weakness. On the other hand, its advancement condition and evolution path are still unknown. After Huo flies majestically in midair, it lands on Xia Xiaoyi's shoulder, and she happily thanks Yi Qianqing for helping her. Yi Qianqing, on the other hand, is simply happy to help her. Sutila praises Yi Qianqing's skills and knowledge, and he asks him if he can help Whitey already since Huo is already done evolving. That said, Yi Qianqing assesses Whitey and figures out that there's a high chance for it to turn into a true Kirin. Yi Qianqing explains that it is a bit difficult, but Sutila tells Yi Qianqing that it doesn't matter and asks him what he will need to help it become a Kirin. Moreover, he also wonders if his spirit pet will also turn into an egg. Seeing him very dedicated to having Whitey evolve, Yi Qianqing reveals that since Kirin has the blood of a dragon, they will need to give him dragon's breath. However, that is the biggest challenge, considering dragons are extremely rare no matter where they look. Day 2 arrived, and the three decided to go to the Snow Peak Mountain of Demon Spirit Forest. The place is very cold, and they believe that there are many frost-type evil spirits residing in the area. Despite the hardships they experience in facing the cold, the trio still continues to move forward to help Sutila in evolving his spirit pet. This is highly appreciated by the young master, so he thanks Yi Qianqing with a very sweet wink. Yi Qianqing reiterated that he had already agreed to help him, so he would not go back on his words. That makes Sutila wonder why he is poor, considering his great skills. Yi Qianqing, however, is completely clueless about what he is talking about. He cannot comprehend the relationship between skills in nurturing spirit pets and being poor, which shocks both Xia Xiaoyi and Sutila. The young master explains to him that if he becomes a spirit nurturer, many people will look for him, considering his great skills. Moreover, spirit pet masters are willing to spend money just to look for a spirit nurturer to advance their spirit pet's level. Xia Xiaoyi further explains that even powerful spirit masters would not dare to offend a spirit nurturer. After hearing their explanation, Yi Qianqing realizes how many opportunities he will get just by becoming a spirit nurturer. While they are conversing, Yi Qianqing feels that an entity is eyeing them. That's when he gets weirded out by the fact that they have entered Snow Peak Mountain for quite some time, but still, they have never encountered a single evil spirit. Yi Qi Yen Qing then commands Huo Huo to spit some flames in a certain direction. To their surprise, the wood that they see are body parts of the snow wolf that are hiding under the thick snow. And just like that, the trio finds themselves getting surrounded by a pack of snow wolves. Oh my, this smells like trouble to me. All of a sudden, the snow wolves make their advances. Sutila starts worrying because the snow wolves are known to fight their enemies at all costs, despite having no special skills. Yi Qi Yen Qing, being the bright person he is, already figured out the best way to handle them. That is to defeat the leader of the pack first. This evil spirit is called Snow Wolf King that belongs to the mutated frost types. It has 2-star appraisal with E5 level. Control the pack and Ice Storm are its special skills, while fire types are its weakness. On the other hand, its advancement condition and evolution path are still unknown. Yi Qi Yen Qing didn't want to waste any time, so he proceeded with his plan. To do this, he asks for the help of Xia Xiaoyi and Sutila to cover him up as he reaches the Snow Wolf King. Yi Qi Yen Qing continues to move toward the Snow Wolf King while Sutila and Whitey are trying to hold several snow wolves. Then, with a single nether fire strike from 205, the soul of the Snow Wolf King is burned down, too, leading to its demise. Yi Qi Yen Qing commanded 205 to make his brothers disperse, and just like that, the pack loses its will to fight and stay away from them with a single howl. 205 literally took the role of an alpha. With its Cerberus lineage, 205 can suppress canine evil spirits or spirit pets. To top it all, 205 just killed Snow Wolf King, giving him dominion over Betas. After killing the Snow Wolf King, Yi Qi Yen Qing obtains its inner core. That said, they only need a cold expelling flower to make Wedi advance to the next level, which makes Sutila very excited. Moments later, they reach a very mysterious lake. Yi Qi Yen Qing finds it very weird that the temperature of the water is at least 30 degrees below zero, but there is no sign of ice in the water. Soon after, some bubbles appear in the middle of the lake, and the trio looks forward to whatever might appear in it. Voila, a blue whale appears right before their eyes. This evil spirit is called Void Blue Whale, from Coon lineage, that belongs to the water and space types. It has 3-star growth type appraisal with S6 level. Belly of the Universe and Water Spray are its special skills, while frost types are its weakness. On the other hand, its advancement condition and evolution path are still unknown. Xia Xiaoyi wonders what kind of evil spirit it is, so Yi Qi Yen Qing explains to her that it is a void blue whale, an extremely rare species that only a few people have seen. Hearing that, Xia Xiaoyi is astounded by how much knowledge he has. Sutila, on the other hand, wonders if it is dangerous, so Yi Qi Yen Qing informs him it is not, for it is only an F-grade and non-aggressive evil spirit. That said, after noticing humans, the void blue whale dives deep into the water. Yi Qi Yen Qing doesn't want to miss the opportunity to make it his spirit pet, so he removes his jacket and dives into the water along with 205 to chase it. Xia Xiaoyi can't help but worry about him doing such reckless actions. Apparently, the void blue whale swims so fast, and Yi Qi Yen Qing can barely keep up with it. What do you expect from a water creature, bro? As Yi Qi Yen Qing dives deeper, he notices that cold-expelling flowers are grown on the lake floor. Cold-expelling flowers are rare items that can be used to repel cold, and they can dissolve frost-type energy and frost-type toxins. Yi Qi Yen Qing is amazed to see the item that they are looking for. This also made him understand why the lake water is freezing cold, but it is not frozen. However, Yi Qi Yen Qing knows his priority, which is to capture the void blue whale. So he swims as fast as he can and teams up with 205 to corner the evil spirit on both sides. Yi Qi Yen Qing is impressed by 205 natural hunting instincts. That said, they manage to put the void blue whale in a situation where it cannot go anywhere. Soon after, Yi Qi Yen Qing emerges from the waters and drags the void blue whale with him. When Sutila asks what he caught for, Yi Qi Yen Qing tells him that he is making soup from the fish he captured. Yi Qi Yen Qing asks the void blue whale why it is scared. He then added that if it doesn't want to get eaten as food, it should become his spirit pet, to which the void blue whale instantly agreed. Yi Qi Yen Qing is happy at how easily it agrees to become his spirit pet, so he gives it a present. And just like that, the contract between him and the void blue whale is made. As expected, the spirit pet creation simulator will appear after Yi Qi Yen Qing converts an evil spirit into his spirit pet. Not to mention, After giving the blue water cube item to the void blue whale, its hidden lineage gets activated, and it evolves into a mythical creature called Kun. This evil spirit is called Void Kun from Fish and Kun lineage that belongs to the space types. It has 5-star growth type appraisal with F9 level. Belly of the universe, spatial shift, and dimensional space are its special skills, while frost types are its weakness. On the other hand, its advancement condition and evolution path are still unknown. Just like the contract with 205, the Spirit Pet Creation Simulator asks Yi, Qi, and Qing to select one skill shared as soon as possible. And just like that, Yi, Qi, and Qing chooses Spatial Shift, which allows him to teleport at a certain range. To him, although Spatial Shift doesn't have any attacking power, it is an extremely useful space type and support type skill to have. Xia Xiaoyi wonders how it can float in mid-air while Sutila is left in awe by its cool appearance. Yi, Qi, and Qing explains to them that it can float because it evolved into a Kun that has spatial powers, which amuses Sutila. Xia Xiaoyi, on the other hand, knows that a Kun is the legendary beast that can evolve into a Peng, and she feels bad that he did not decide to become a spirit nurturer. Not long after, Yi, Qi, and Qing asked Void Kun to use its spatial shift, and it suddenly disappeared. All of a sudden, it appears again, but they notice that the lake water instantly freezes. Yi, Qi, and Qing explains that the lake freezes because he commands Void Kun to harvest all the flowers on the lake floor. Just like what was mentioned earlier, the cold-expelling flowers keep the lake water from freezing. So without it, the lake will simply freeze. After hearing what he did, Xia Xiaoyi wonders if the harvested flowers are not damaged since Void Kun ate them. Yi, Qi, and Qing explains that when the Void Kun ate the harvested cold-expelling flowers, they were not sent literally inside its belly but into a completely different space. And just like that, Yi, Qi, and Qing proceeds to make an essence core that will evolve Whitey, and asks Tela to make his spirit pet ready, to which he happily agrees. Moments later, Sutila motivates Whitey to just swallow the essence core, even if it is rock solid, for it is also for its own sake. After completely swallowing the essence core, strong freezing energy is released from Whitey's body. To not freeze, Xia Xiaoyi asks Guohuo to help them resist the frost energy, so a flaming sphere envelopes the three. All of a sudden, Yi, Qi, and Qing felt a strong presence near them. Voila! A Tempest Slicer strikes and almost isekai them to a new world. Luckily, before the Tempest Strike hits them, Yi, Qi, and Qing manages to drive the two down to the ground with him. It turns out that the attack comes from no other than Yi, Qi, and Qing's nemesis, Zhou Wei. He happens to team up with Kuei Wu and his men to get revenge against Yi, Qi, and Qing. Sutila wonders why the two of them are together, so Zhou Wei explains that he is supposed to convince the Iron Blood mercenaries to work with him to deal with Yi, Qi, and Qing. However, it turns out that Kuei Wu has wrath against him, too, so they quickly decide to team up and take their revenge. Kuei Wu tells him that, at first, he thought Yi, Qi, and Qing was very influential. However, he finds out that he is just an orphan with no background, so Kuei Wu becomes so happy that he can kill him without any worries. As usual, Sutila stands for Yi, Qi, and Qing and dares Kuei Wu to try it under his presence. Kuei Wu then laughs and tells the young master that he will not dare to hurt him, but reiterates that Yi, Qi, and Qing is a completely different matter. All of a sudden, Kuei Wu asks Sutila if he thinks his father will want to make enemies with the Iron Blood mercenary because of some unrelated person. Hearing all the threats, Yi, Qi, and Qing asks them if they think they can really kill him. Zhou Wei reminds Yi, Qi, and Qing that there are 5 people with E-grade spirit pets on his side, so he asks Yi, Qi, and Qing if he thinks he can defeat them, considering they only have 2 spirit pets that can battle for them at that very moment. Despite all that, the 3 stood their ground fearlessly. Meanwhile, the impatient Kuei Wu stops the petty talk and initiates to begin the fight. The spirit pets start to get pumped up and ready to fight with their utmost power. That said, Yi, Qi, and Qing instructs Xia Xiaoyi to command Huo to hold the flame ape and tusk boar. Meanwhile, Yi, Qi, and Qing orders 205 to take care of the berserk bear and wrestling kangaroo. Hearing all that, Sutila tells the two not to aim for victory and wait until Whitey's evolution is completed. Then, they will win the fight altogether. Sutila asks Yi, Qi, and Qing who will handle Zhou Wei's twin blade mantis. With oozing confidence, Yi, Qi, and Qing tells him to leave them to him. Zhou Wei starts mocking Yi, Qi, and Qing that he decided to attack him without his spirit pet. On the other hand, Yi Qianqing doesn't listen to him and proceeds to execute his plans and tells Zhou Wei that killing him is not something he can do. All of a sudden, the twin blade mantis attacks Yi Qianqing, but he uses his shared skill spatial shift to avoid getting cut in half. Seeing him disappear, Zhou Wei is shocked by what he just witnessed. And just like that, Yi Qianqing appears from behind him and asks him where he is looking. Being caught unprepared, Yi Qianqing easily grabs and strangles the neck of Zhou Wei. Yi Qianqing then tries to make Zhou Wei his hostage to stop the Iron Blood Mercenary from attacking. He also warns them that he will break Zhou Wei's neck if they do not stop. Kuei Wu, however, simply laughs at him and tells Yi Qianqing is mistaken, for they do not have business with Zhou Wei. That said, he tells Yi Qianqing that he can kill Zhou Wei however he likes. Yi Qianqing then asks Zhou Wei if he heard what Kuei Wu just said, and he makes him feel bad that no one seems to care for him. Zhou Wei begs Yi Qianqing to spare his life and end all the grudges from that moment, even offering to help them deal with the Iron Blood Mercenary. However, Yi Qianqing reminded him of how he begged him before to spare 205's life. He further tells him that he originally only wanted to teach him a lesson, but since he dares to hire people just to get rid of him, Yi Qianqing has no other choice but to kill him first. And just like that, Yi Qianqing completely isekai him to another world where he will be reborn as a useless poor boy. Meanwhile, Kuei Wu saw how Yi Qianqing killed Zhou Wei without batting an eye and realized how he underestimated him. Soon after, the twin blade mantis went berserk after his master got killed. Luckily, he teleports just in time before getting cut into two. Kuei Wu gets irritated that the twin blade mantis cannot catch Yi Qianqing. That said, he orders it to kill Yi Qianqing's companion instead. Hearing Kuei Wu's plan, Yi Qianqing commands his Void Kun to send Shiyak Xiaoyi and Sutila to a dimensional space before they even get killed. Instantly teleporting into a mysterious space, Sutila wonders where they are. Shiyak Xiaoyi, on the other hand, knows that they are inside a dimensional space created by the Void Kun. After that, Kuei Wu realizes that Yi Qianqing actually has a space type of spiritual pet. Yi Qianqing quickly handles his enemies, for the two can only stay in the dimensional space for half a minute. Not to mention, he is starting to run out of strength due to excessive use of spatial shift. As the four members of the Iron Blood Mercenary attack Yi Qianqing, White's energy changes, which is felt by Sutila. And just like that, the evolution of Whitey has been completed, unleashing strong frost power around the area. Behold the presence of an evolved, majestic, mutated Kirin. Witnessing this, Yi Qianqing felt very happy that their efforts paid off and the evolution succeeded. Sutila did not waste any more time, and he commanded his spirit pet to kill all of their enemies. Whitey casts Frost Ground and Freezing Osmanthus simultaneously, easily defeating the rampaging spirit pets. Meanwhile, 205 sends the wrestling kangaroo to the afterlife. Seeing how powerful they are, the Iron Blood Mercenary tries to escape but fails. All of a sudden, Yi Qianqing teleported to Kuei Wu's location with 205 to block the enemies from fleeing. The angry Yi Qianqing tells them that since they want to kill him, they should be ready to be killed as well. Realizing that they are already surrounded, Kuei Wu reminded Yi Qianqing that they are the infamous Iron Blood Mercenaries. Killing them will definitely be a huge problem for them since the group will target them. The badass Yi Qianqing tells him that if the Iron Blood Mercenary would like to take revenge, he doesn't mind sending them all to hell with them. Bro is ready to isekai the whole mercenary group. What a legend. And just like that, Yi Qianqing fearlessly overpowered Kuei Wu. He smashes Kuei Wu's head on a rock wall, killing him in the process. On the other hand, his friends and their spirit pets handled the rest of the enemies. Finally, 205 gets his most satisfying revenge after killing Kuei Wu's spirit pet. Meanwhile, Yi Qianqing tells to the corpse of Kuei Wu that he is right, for being a spirit pet master is not all sunshine and rainbows. He even added a spirit master has to normalize living a life where they cannot ensure their own safety. Meanwhile, Sutila and Xiaoyu feel weird, for it is their first time killing people. All of a sudden, Sutila starts to wonder what Yi Qianqing is actually doing. It turns out that Yi Qianqing is planning to hide the truth and put the blame on the snow wolves for the death of their enemies. Then, since the tusk boar is burnt by Huo, it will be the only flaw in the situation, which is why he hides it using the dimensional space of Void Kun. Sutila cannot hide his fear of Yi Qianqing because of his unnerving calmness despite the fact that he just committed a crime. Bro turns himself into a complete 360, and now he's ready to crush everything that enters his way. For Yi Qi and Qing, ever since the descent of the evil spirits, mankind can never return to the old peaceful times. Evil spirits are their enemies, but they are not the only enemies. He believes that even brothers can kill each other in the face of profit. Therefore, in a chaotic world, being kind to enemies means seeking your own death. Later that night, the three return to the demon spirit forest area. Here they cook the tusk boar as their food. Sutila expresses how much he likes to savor the meat of a spirit pet more than regular pork. Shiga Xiaoyi, however, tells him to keep quiet, for if people find out that they ate the meat of a spirit pet, they will be cursed to death, considering not many people can have them. Soon after, Yi Qi and Qing arise to offer them water to drink. After informing the two that everything turns out well and that their mission is already completed, Yi Qi and Qing invites them to train on the last remaining day that they have in the demon spirit forest, which Sutila agrees with. Meanwhile, Shiyak Xiaoyi felt the presence of someone near them. All of a sudden, someone appears from the dark. Yi Qi and Qing immediately recognizes that the girl is Yi Qing Han. Apparently, Yi Qing Han is filled with bruises all over her body, and she badly wants to quench her thirst. Since she is craving to drink water, Yi Qing Han falls on her knees to drink Yi Qi and Qing's liquid. And just like that, she collapsed before he could even let her drink his liquid. Sutila asks Yi Qi and Qing if he personally knows the beautiful lady, which he confirms and reveals that she is his roommate, as expected. Sutila gets very excited after knowing the details, and he starts developing some plot twists in his mind. Seeing him jumping to a conclusion, Yi Qi and Qing clarifies to Sutila that they are just literally roommates. So, whatever he is thinking is definitely not the reality. After a failed attempt to have Yi Qing Han drink the liquid in the bottle, Yi Qi and Qing tries to drink his own liquid and transfer it over the mouth of Yi Qing Han. However, just before he can proceed with his plan, Shiyak Xiaoyi appears with a dead serious face and asks him what he is trying to do. Yi Qi and Qing explains that Yi Qing Han is in terrible condition to the point where she cannot even drink water on her own, so he is just helping her. As expected from the jealous Shiyak Xiaoyi, she would not let any girl have a taste of Yi Qi and Qing's kissable lips, so she volunteered to do it instead. After that, Yi Qi and Qing gives his bottle of water to Shiyak Xiaoyi. She drinks his liquid and transfers it to Yi Qing Han's mouth. As expected from the boys, they enjoy every single moment of that wonderful sight, which they can only witness live once in a blue moon. Gently, Shiyak Xiaoyi lifted her head after feeding her all of Yi Qi and Qing's liquid. However, she wonders why she is not awake yet. That said, Yi Qi and Qing suggested doing some CPR with Yi Qing Han, and Shiyak Xiaoyi asked how to perform it. And just like that, Yi Qi and Qing is ready to perform CPR with her, but his whole body is shaking since he has to press harder and put all the pressure on Yi Qing Han's chest. Seeing it, Sutila loses his mind and asks Yi Qi and Qing what he thinks he is touching. Then, as usual, Yi Qi and Qing explains to him that he is only saving her life. Little does he know Yi Qing Han is already awake, and he still continues to press her big missiles. That said, she asks Yi Qi and Qing if her balloons are big. In shock, Yi Qi and Qing instantly removes his hand from her and immediately explains that he is just trying to save her. On the other hand, Yi Qing Han seems to be acting weird and remembers Yi Qi and Qing. This, of course, was noticed by Yi Qi and Qing because the Yi Qi and Qing he knows will surely be clamoring to kill him after what he did to her. However, for some unknown reason, she doesn't seem to care at all. Yi Qing Han tells him to call her Big Sis because she has a big sisterly plot. Hearing that, Yi Qi and Qing gets completely confused, while Sutila thinks of another plot twist in his plot-filled mind. Suddenly, Yi Qing Han approaches Shiyak Xiaoyi to ask her if she is the one who just kissed her. After confirming, she declares that she is one of her people from then on, leaving Shiyak Xiaoyi wondering if she is teasing her. Yi Qi and Qing knows that her cold personality is completely different from the gangster vibe she is showing at that moment. That said, Yi Qi and Qing wonders if she has split personality disorder. Yi Qi and Qing asks her if she is really Yi Qing Han and what exactly happened to her body. She did not give her a direct answer though and just sat to eat their food. She further tells him that all he needs to do is treat her like Yi Qing Han. As for the wounds, she explains that she got careless with an E-grade mission and almost died. After figuring things out, Yi Qi and Qing thinks an E-grade mission can be a good training opportunity for them, So he decides to help her with her mission in exchange for an equally split commission. And after some convincing, Yi Ching-han allows Yi Chien-ching to help in the mission. Hearing that, Shirak Xiaoyi and Sutila volunteer to help, too, and everyone gets their needed rest that night for their upcoming mission the next day. The next morning, the group delved deeper into the forest and saw the tree evil spirit. Sutila cannot believe that the evil spirit looks like an old tree. This evil spirit is called the celestial ancient tree that belongs to the plant types. It has 4-star appraisal with E8 level. Entangling vines, life absorption, and regeneration are its special skills, while fire and demon types are its weakness. On the other hand, its advancement condition and evolution path are still unknown. Yi Chien-ching knows that defeating the celestial ancient tree will not be easy. All of a sudden, Yi Ching-han version 2 opens her gate of contract and summons her evil spirit pet. This evil spirit is called Earth Rock Bear that belongs to the rock and fighting types. It has 3-star growth type appraisal with D1 level. Powerful Fist and Stone Soul Blast are its special skills, while water and coast types are its weakness. On the other hand, its advancement condition and evolution path are still unknown. She immediately commands the Earth Rock Bear to cut down the tree. Meanwhile, Yi Chien-ching becomes more confused, knowing that Yi Ching-han's spirit pet is Blackie or the Swift Thunder Panther. And just like that, the celestial ancient tree unleashes its vines to attack its approaching enemy. Seeing this, Yi Chien-ching alerted everyone about the tentacle monster. The Earth Rock Bear manages to pass through the wild vines. When it reaches the celestial ancient tree, the spirit pet grabs the trunk of the tree with its left paw and the other side with its right paw. That said, the Earth Rock Bear manages to hug the tree while trying to pull it out from the ground. All of a sudden, the vines of the trees go wild, and they constrict the spirit pet. Yi Ching-han tells Sutila that the celestial ancient tree is not that very strong as compared to other evil spirits in the demon spirit forest. However, it is very hard to deal with. Soon after, they all got caught up and constricted the tree vines of the celestial ancient tree. While in that very dangerous situation, Shiyak Xiaoyi commands Huo to burn away the vines of the evil spirit. Despite burning its vines, it is still not enough to defeat it since it can regenerate in a very fast manner. It also turns out that the vines are absorbing their vitality, which explains its fast regeneration. Yi Chien-ching knows that they are in a grave situation, so he thinks of an effective way to defeat the evil spirit. After thinking critically, he decided to use Nether Fire Strike, which he finds very effective against the celestial ancient tree. When Yi Chien-ching figures out how to defeat the celestial ancient tree, he commands 205 to burn down the whole tree with its Nether Fire Strike. And just like that, they defeated the evil spirit and completed the mission. Since Yi Chien-ching is the one who managed to kill the celestial ancient tree, Yi Ching-han decides to let him have the inner core, life source. After knowing that it contains a huge amount of life force, Yi Chien-ching happily keeps it. Moments later, Yi Ching-han parted ways with the three. As they bid farewell to each other, Yi Chien-ching reminded him of the 50% commission from her. After some petty talks, the three decided to return to the gate to declare the completion of their test. At the gate, Professor Milker is waiting for the students who passed the test. After some sort of sorting out the students, Professor Milker announces that there will be a special class above the top class. This special class qualifies only the top 5 students who passed the finals. That said, Professor Milker reveals their names. They are as follows: Shiyak Xiaoyi, Sutila, Zhou Lang, Zhou Yuwei, and Yi Chien-ching. After revealing the 5 students from the special calls, Professor Milker asks them to follow him. And just like that, a new classic 5-man team has been born, awaiting more challenges and adventure from the chaotic world they live in. As the corpses of the fallen student and mercenaries found in the demon spirit forest are brought outside, the gatekeeper summons his spirit pet and stops the students from leaving. Suddenly, he orders the capture of Yi Chien-ching for the case of murder. Professor Milker asks the gatekeeper, whom she calls Professor Zhou, what exactly is happening. Professor Zhou tells her that Yi Chien-ching killed his nephew, Zhou Wei, so he has to pay for his crime with his life. Yi Chien-ching asks Professor Zhou what evidence he has to put the blame on him. Realizing that he is blood-related with Zhou Wei, Yi Chien-ching knows that they are definitely birds of the same feathers. Professor Zhou tells Yi Chien-ching that he doesn't care about the evidence and commands his spirit pet to end the life of Yi Chien-ching. However, Professor Milker jumps in with her giant missiles, not allowing him to continue his plans against her student. She tells Professor Joe that if he has no evidence that can prove that Yi Qian-xing killed his nephew, she will not allow him to lay a finger on her student. He then questions Professor Milker's action and threatens her about going against the Joe family. Professor Milker reiterates that Yi Qian-xing is her student and his safety is her responsibility. So if Professor Joe cannot prove his claim, she will protect him at all costs. After hearing Professor Milker's resolve, Professor Joe ran out of words to say and decided to stop. Professor Milker even told him that if there were no conclusive evidence, they would leave first. After that, Professor Joe loses his mind while thinking about how his life will be over if the Joe family blames him for Joe Wei's death, considering he died under his jurisdiction.
You're a victim!
Apparently, he really has no evidence at all, and he only wants to use Yi Qian-xing as a scapegoat for the Joe family's grudge. However, since Professor Milker intervenes, he will have to devise a plan along with the Iron-Blood Mercenary to plan something against Yi Qian-xing. Later that day, the students return to the academy. Here, Xia Xiaoyu, along with his classmates, asks Professor Milker why the academy makes a special class for the top 5 students. Professor Milker explains to them that it was due to their talents and the bloodline quality of their spirit pets that exceeded their expectations. That said, putting them in regular classes will be a wasted opportunity. After advising them to rest and prepare for their training the next day, Professor Milker asks Yi Qian-xing to stay for a while, which confuses him so much. Soon after, the idea of staying with Professor Milker excites him. Seeing his reaction, Professor Milker wonders what is going on in his mind and why is his saliva dripping out at the same time. It turns out that Yi Qian-xing is thinking that Professor Milker will teach him character development, where he will get a milky, life-changing experience.
Sensational.
Feeling extremely awkward, the very humble Yi Qian-xing tells Professor Milker that he knows he is handsome and feels embarrassed if she keeps staring at him like that. He tells her that he's a man of culture and suggests that if she wants to have him, he can give her some time to sit in a coffee shop. All of a sudden, Professor Milker hits his head to wake him up to reality and stop him from fantasizing about her 2 massive missiles. To add insult to injury, she even tells Yi Qian-xing that he's not even big enough to fill her floodgate.
Emotional, damn it!
Professor Milker's punch is so strong that it gives Yi Qian-xing a big bump on his head. Yi Qian-xing felt really bad after receiving physical pain from her punch and emotional pain from her insult. As expected from a professor like her, the best way to mend a broken heart is by telling the person involved to stop fooling around. She then asks Yi Qian-xing if he has unlocked his awakened state already. Yi Qian-xing is not aware of what the heck she's talking about, so he asks her if the awakened state is something that can be eaten, just like his awakened stick. Hearing that suspicious statement, Professor Milker deadly glares. Meanwhile, using Harry Potter's spell, Screen as Projecto, Professor Milker materialized a holographic projector screen, which shocks Yi Qian-xing on a whole new level. With the use of her well-crafted PowerPoint presentation, she explained the awakened state. In the presentation, Professor Milker showed him the images of Sutila and Majin Buu. Apparently, awakened state is the compatibility of the Spirit Master and the Spirit Pet to perform the iconic Dragon Ball Z move, the Fusion Dance. If the awakened state has reached 100%, the two can merge into one being. In the case of Saitama and Majin Buu, their full awakened state forms Jubaji, the humanoid pig demon from Journey to the West. Seeing how awful the final product is, Yi Qian-xing loses interest in the merging stuff. However, Professor Milker tells him not to look down on the awakened state, for only a few extremely talented individuals have the ability to unlock it. Professor Milker reminded him of the time when he fought the Ironback Wolf all by himself. That was the time when she thought Yi Qian-xing had unlocked his awakened state. At that moment, Yi Qian-xing cannot say anything because he knows to himself that he is only able to do that with the help of the Spirit Pet Creation Simulator. Apart from that, he was also intrigued after Professor Milker revealed that there are a few others who have the strength surpassing normal humans. Not long after, Professor Milker asks Yi Qian-xing about the compatibility between him and his spirit pet. Since he has completely no idea about the compatibility she is talking about, Yi Qian-xing asks where it can be seen. The conversation gave Professor Milker a headache, so he asked Yi Qian-xing to hit her at that very moment. Upon hearing those words, Yi Qian-xing's nerve cells run wild to the point that they command all of his blood cells to go south, causing him to have a hard D. Realizing that the dirty-minded virgin has misinterpreted her words again, Professor Milker gives her a death stare. She then clarified that she was referring to his little fist, not his little bird, so he should cut the crap. That said, Yi Qian-Sing tells his teacher to keep her guard up. As he proceeds with his punch, he only uses 50% of his strength. Professor Milker single-handedly stops his attack, which shocks Yi Qian-Sing so much. After grabbing his hand, Professor Milker completely maneuvers his whole body. As the point of view of Yi Qian-Sing turns upside down, he realizes how strong Professor Milker is. After that embarrassing fall, he fixes his posture and stands on his ground. Professor Milker tells him to use his 100% strength for her to see how far the compatibility is between him and his spirit pet. Hearing that, Yi Qian-Sing warns her to be careful, and just like that, he attacks and delivers his flying kick against his teacher. Professor Milker plans to intercept his attack, so she prepares to deliver a flaming punch against Yi Qian-Sing. The impact was so strong that it exploded like a dynamite. Professor Milker deals with it like nothing happened. However, Yi Qian-Sing had his shoes burning from the explosion, and he felt how powerful the flaming blow was. Professor Milker praises him for his good job and plans to strike him again. The unprepared Yi Qian-Sing freaks out at what he is about to experience, so he decides to use shock against Professor Milker. Suddenly, Professor Milker stops moving, which Yi Qian-Sing has taken as a great opportunity to defeat her. However, Professor Milker manages to break free from the spell and is caught off guard by Yi Qian-Sing's attack. Realizing that Professor Milker breaks free from his shock ability, Yi Qian-Sing gets extremely confused. The next thing they know is that Yi Qian-Sing is grabbing Professor Milker's big balloons like a wild baboon.
Sensational.
Professor Milker had enough of Yi Qian-Sing's unusual behavior, and she channeled her anger to a single punch on Yi Qian-Sing's chest that almost isekai him into a completely new world. Feeling shattering pain all over his body, Yi Qian-Sing surrendered from the fight. Soon after, Professor Milker asks Yi Qian-Sing about the ability he recently used against her, for it made her lose consciousness for a moment. Yi Qian-Sing explains to her that the ability he used is called Soul Shock, which is an ability of his spirit pet. After hearing that, Professor Milker figures out that Yi Qian-Sing's compatibility with his spirit pet is above 70%, which is very impressive because she only reaches 75% in her case. Professor Milker can't help but wonder how he reached that level, considering he just recently became a spirit master. Yi Qian-Sing tells her that it might be because he'd been living with 205 for several years before it became his spirit pet. Professor Milker did not buy his story and told him that everyone has their own secrets, and she doesn't want to pry either, so it's better to forget about it. After Professor Milker offers to help him with his awakened state, Yi Qian-Sing asks if he needs to pay extra for it. Professor Milker informed him that with his current state, he cannot use it to its maximum potential. That's why she will be teaching him for free. Yi Qian-Sing left happily after knowing the terms of Professor Milker. Moments later, when Yi Qian-Sing comes out of the academy, his homie, Sutila, excitedly runs toward him. It turns out that he wants to personally ask him if he received a milky character development experience from Professor Milker. As their faces draw closer, Yi Qian-Sing feels the urge to kiss him. Just kidding, he calls him a certified dirty-minded person. Sutila invites him to have get-to-know moments with their new classmates. That said, Zhou Yuwei and Zhou Lang introduce themselves to Yi Qian-Sing. Sutila invites him to eat together to learn more about each other. But Yi Qian-Sing refuses because he plans to find out how to register as a spirit nurturer in the city. After hearing that, Zhou Yuwei is completely shocked, for he cannot believe that Yi Qian-Sing is also a spirit nurturer. Sutila brags to the Zhou siblings that Yi Qian-Sing has a great talent as a spirit nurturer. He even encourages them to ask him how to advance the level of their spirit pet. On the other hand, Yi Qian-Sing tells them not to listen to him because he only likes to brag. And just like that, Yi Qian-Sing left the four to have a get-together. Meanwhile, Zhou Yuwei becomes suspicious of Yi Qian-Sing for being a talented spirit nurturer at a young age. It turns out that in their city, most spirit nurturers are middle-aged or elderly people. Jiangnan City Nurturers Association is the one responsible for releasing the Nurturer Certificate, which is the most difficult certificate to get in their generation. Here, a few adults are coming to get certified. Yi Qian Xing is the youngest person in the area who will take the examination to get officially certified. Since being a spirit nurturer requires a long period of study, most nurturers are already adults when they are ready to get certified. Apparently, the spirit nurturing profession is the highest paid in this world. That's why Yi Qian Xing wants to get certified. A smiling registration staff welcomes Yi Qian Xing and asks him if he would like to apply for the primary or intermediate level. At the back of her mind, she wonders if Yi Qian Xing started studying at a very young age since he looks younger than her. Yi Qian Xing, on the other hand, happily asks if there is an advanced or expert level test to be taken. Hearing that, the registration staff informs him that the highest level he can achieve in the city is intermediate level, and if he wants to achieve a higher level, he can register at the Imperial City. That said, Yi Qian Xing decided to take the intermediate level test. The registration staff, though, is not convinced that he can pass it, so she asks him again if he would like to reconsider. Yi Qian Xing pays the registration fee and asks for a registration form. So, after confirming the payment, he is given the form along with his test schedule. That night, when Yi Qian Xing returned to his apartment, he heard the shower again. That said, he knows that Yi Qinghan is back. At that moment, Yi Qian Xing wondered if he would come out without clothes again, so he stayed there to see for himself. When the door of the bathroom opens, Yi Qian Xing gets ready to witness another spectacular view. However, Yi Qinghan comes out of the bathroom wearing a thin fabric dress, showcasing her two massive plot candies. Yi Qian Xing is disappointed, but he cannot deny the fact that she is still eye-catching. After greeting her, Yi Qian Xing immediately asks for his commission on the last mission they worked on together. Apparently, she doesn't remember what he is talking about. After that, she immediately turns her back to Yi Qian Xing and tells him not to look at her like that, or she will dig his eyes out. At that very moment, Yi Qian Xing confirmed that Yi Qinghan indeed has a split personality disorder. The next day, Yi Qian Xing's examination has arrived, so he was early to the Jiangnan City Nurturers Association building for it. Here, he met a room facilitator who had mistaken him for having attended the wrong room, but with Yi Qian Xing's exam pass, he was allowed to enter. When he entered, he saw a bunch of adults getting ready for the test. As expected from them, they think he is just fooling around. Not long after, the head professor who will administer their test has arrived. Based on the reactions of his co-examiner, he can tell that the head professor is popular. After greeting them all, he introduced himself as the test administrator. The man does not waste any time and immediately proceeds with the examination, where they are to figure out how to revive a spirit pet that failed in mutating. He even added that if they can help it mutate successfully, then that would be even better. Apparently, he is referring to the monkey spirit pet that turned into a stone. Mr. Baldi asks the head professor if the task is saving a mutated spirit pet. Why is he giving them a stone statue? That said, the head professor tells them that if they cannot even tell what that thing is, why are they even taking the exam? With the help of the spirit pet creation simulator, Yi Qian Xing manages to figure out what it is. This spirit pet is called Gibbon, from ape god lineage, but not activated yet, and it belongs to the rock types. It has 3 star growth type appraisal with F8 level. On the other hand, its advancement condition and evolution path are still unknown. Not to mention, it is already in a near-death state. Realizing that it is indeed a spirit pet from the ape god lineage that failed to mutate, Yi Qian Xing raises his hand and shares his knowledge about it. The head professor confirms it and reveals that they wanted to upgrade it using a rock-type evil spirit core but failed due to improper handling. That said, the head professor tells them that to pass the test, they have to find a way to save the spirit pet in an hour. Wow, that's brilliant. Putting your negligence as someone else's responsibility. Hearing that condition to pass the exam and knowing what needed to be done, Yi Qian Xing did not waste any time and told the head professor what he needed to complete the task. The head professor is quite skeptical, so he asks Yi Qian Xing how sure he is that his solution will work. With over-the-roof confidence and sincerity, Yi Qian Xing tells him that he is 100% sure that it will work. He even added that if they provide him with all the needed materials, he can also make it mutate successfully. Furthermore, Yi Qian Xing tells him that he is willing to pay for the materials if they go to waste. After hearing that Yi Qian Xing can help the spirit pet to mutate, the head professor can't help but wonder about the enigmatic confidence of Yi Qian Xing. Nonetheless, the head professor decided to trust him and ask his assistant to prepare the requested materials. Soon after, Yi Qian-Sing prepared the concoction and put all the needed materials in the creamy liquid. When the solution is ready, Yi Qian-Sing orders to place the statue inside the huge cauldron. One of the old boomers asks Yi Qian-Sing how they are going to take the exam if he kills the spirit pet, and Mr. Baldi even adds that fuel to the fire. That said, Yi Qian-Sing faces the boomers and asks them if they have solutions in their minds to save the spirit pet. The old boomers continue to protest against Yi Qian-Sing, but the head professor silences them all and allows Yi Qian-Sing to continue. After hearing the decision of the head professor, they stopped all of their commotions and violent reactions. When the statue was put inside the boiling cauldron, the head professor asked Yi Qian-Sing to explain his thoughts. As expected, Yi Qian-Sing is humble enough to explain how the materials can help in reviving the spirit pet. He even explains to them how the solution will help the spirit pet to mutate successfully. The head professor finds Yi Qian-Sing's explanation really amusing. However, he still cannot believe that he can make spirit pets mutate with the use of the requested materials, considering the fact that it is unheard of and the mutation occurs naturally on the spirit pets themselves. After half an hour, nothing has changed. This causes another commotion from the old boomer. However, Yi Qian-Sing reiterates that they all have an hour to do their task, so they should not be impatient with this process. As expected, Mr. Baldi is as aggressive as usual. However, another old man told Mr. Baldi to be patient and wait for Yi Qian-Sing's reaction when he failed the task. Yi Qian-Sing prepares a small vial of solution to help the spirit pet to evolve. According to the head professor's knowledge, there has been no nurturer who succeeded in doing it. Yi Qian-Sing tells the head professor under normal conditions, a small vial of solution will never be enough to activate the spirit pet's lineage. However, since it is on the verge of death, the blood essence will awaken its consciousness and will let it evolve by itself. Suddenly, the spirit pet awakens and instantly enrages. The head professor was taken aback by what he had just witnessed. He thought that it was actually a miracle to revive it and let it mutate. In an instant, the spirit pet destroyed the materials that they used to revive it. What an unruly monkey. And just like what Yi Qian-Sing told them, it indeed evolved. This spirit pet is called Golden Gibbon from Ape God lineage, 50% activated, and it belongs to the mutated gold and battle types. It has 4-star growth type appraisal with E5 level. Indestructible Vajra and Great Divine Fist are its special skills, while its weakness is still not indicated. On the other hand, its advancement condition and evolution path are still unknown. The head professor still cannot believe what he just witnessed while Yi Qian-Sing is standing proudly in front of the newly evolved mutated spirit pet. The head professor expresses how impressed he is with Yi Qian-Sing and feels bad that he can only grant him an intermediate level spirit nurturer certificate. Meanwhile, Mr. Baldi is irritated by Yi Qian-Sing's success. The smell of insecurity is in the air. Suddenly, Yi Qian-Sing's foot is grabbed by the spirit pet, which freaks him out a little, only to find out that the spirit pet is looking at him with dazzling eyes of affection. When Yi Qian-Sing asks the spirit pet if it wants to follow him, it hugs his leg and looks at him affectionately. The head professor starts wondering what to do in the situation. The primate-type spirit pets are intellectually developed, so it is normal for them to be grateful. With the looks of it, the spirit pet wants to stay with Yi Qian-Sing, but the head professor can't easily decide, for they spend a lot of money on it. After hearing the head professor's words, the spirit pet went berserk and started crushing down the floor of the building. Thus, he is left with no choice but to follow the desire of the spirit pet. Yi Qian-Sing thanks the head professor for his kind consideration and tells him not to hesitate to reach out if he needs him. The head professor, on the other hand, tells him that it is an honor for Jiangnan City to have a young intermediate nurturer like him. Later that day, Yi Qian-Sing formed a contract with the Golden Gibbon, and he named him King Kong, to which the spirit pet happily agreed. Then, the spirit pet creation simulator happily facilitates their contract. As usual, after the completion of the contract, the spirit pet creation simulator asks Yi Qian-Sing to choose one skill from the Golden Gibbon that he wants to have as his skill. Yi Qian-Sing chooses the Indestructible Vajra, which is immediately integrated into his skill set. Indestructible Vajra grants his body a strong defense. That said, Yi Qian-Sing asked King Kong to attack him with 10% of its strength to test his new skill. When Yi Qian-Sing notices that he can withstand the attack effortlessly, He asks his spirit pet to increase the strength to 20, 30, and 40%. When it reaches 50%, the force causes Yi Qian Xing to slide backward. That said, Yi Qian Xing realizes how much potential his spirit pet has and how much power it can resist. As a form of gratitude for the skill granted to him by his spirit pet, Yi Qian Xing gave him his thick brown growing stick. This item can grow big and small, and it has a surprising weight. Bro just turned King Kong to Sun Wukong. Moments later, Yi Qian Xing saw everyone doing their special training at the school. Huo, with the help of Shak Xiaoyu, is tasked to evade the flying balls that attack it in mid-air while it is blindfolded. Not long after, his attention was caught by Zhou Lang's spirit pet. This spirit pet is called Conquering Dragon Turtle, from Black Tortoise lineage, 50% activated, and it belongs to the water and earth types. It has 5-star growth type appraisal with F9 level. Withdraw and Earth Weird are its special skills, while its weakness is still not indicated. On the other hand, its advancement condition and evolution path are still unknown. Seeing him frustrated about the training, Professor Miller tells him that he is exempted, for his spirit pet is not suited for that kind of training. Then, she calls out Yi Qian Xing for being so late. Yi Qian Xing tells her that he took the Spirit Nurturer exam that morning. After hearing that, Sutila asks him if he passed it, which he confirms and shocks Professor Milker so much. Sutila is so happy after knowing that Yi Qian Xing is already an intermediate nurturer. Xiao Xiaoyu and Professor Milker also congratulated and praised him for his achievement. Meanwhile, the Zhou siblings can't help but be amazed by Yi Qian Xing. Nonetheless, Professor Milker pulls out Yi Qian Xing for his personal training with her in the sparring room. She then asks him to keep their training a secret as she doesn't want the school to know that she is giving him a favored treatment, to which he agrees. That afternoon, Professor Milker taught him a fisting style. Sorry, I meant the one-inch punch, a martial art used before the new era. She tells him that it is way more powerful than he thinks it is, for it can give her a life-changing experience known as climax. Sorry, I meant a punch that was just incredibly strong. After realizing the power of Professor Milker's technique, Yi Qian Xing felt incredibly amazed and wondered why nobody was using it in their era. Professor Milker explained to him that it was due to the fact that spirit masters focused more on strengthening their spirit pets than themselves. And just like that, Professor Milker showed him how to master that technique. Later that evening, after their sessions with Professor Milker, the trio went home together. Sutila is trying to draw the tea about Yi Qian Xing and Professor Milker, but Yi Qian Xing is a good player of the pretending game. To stop Sutila from interrogating him, Yi Qian Xing tells Sutila that he plans to open a nurturing office. As expected, Sutila is willing to support him 100% and also willing to settle all of his expenses in exchange for becoming a stakeholder. Well, business is business. Yi Qian Xing felt relieved after hearing Sutila's offer, and he decided to give him 70% profit. But Sutila is not greedy, and he wants 50-50 splits of profit. Suddenly, Yi Qian Xing and his friends heard people rushing over to their location. To their surprise, they are the wealthy Zhou siblings who are also willing to help with the miscellaneous and manpower in exchange for learning new skills. Although feeling overwhelmed, Yi Qian Xing happily accepts their offer. With Sutila's influence and wealth, he manages to find the perfect place for their spirit-nurturing business, which extremely amazes Yi Qian Xing. Sutila then told him to name their business. Yi Qian Xing wanted to name God Creation Studio. Sutila finds the name a little arrogant, but definitely approves of it. As expected from our very humble Yi Qian Xing, he told Sutila that arrogant names suit qualified people like him. He even tells himself that even if a chicken comes to him at the very moment, he has the ability to turn it into a phoenix. Damn! After deciding to name it God Creation Studio, Yi Qian Xing takes his first step into his own business establishment. Meanwhile, Shak Xiaoyu asks if he wants to hire some staff because they cannot manage the office all the time since they have to attend school. Yi Qian Xing, however, disagrees with her because he is planning to take the top quality goods route. So, they will only receive guests at a specific time, and there will be a limit every day. When Sutila worries about his investment, Yi Qian Xing lectures him with some economic shi of supply and demand. As expected, Sutila trusted his homie so much that he decided to go along with his decision. The next day, several balloons are seen in the air as part of the grand opening of the God Creation Studio. Just like any newly opened business, People are intrigued, but they are hesitant to go first. Sutila wonders why no one is entering their establishment. However, Yi Qian-Xing explains to him that since their business is new, not many people will trust their brand yet. Yi Qian-Xing is very positive that once they build their reputation, everything will go smoothly. Xiaoyu, on the other hand, tells them confidently not to be so anxious, for they will have new customers soon. That said, Sutila asked her how she would know about it. All of a sudden, Zhou Yuwei welcomes the first person who enters their business establishment. It was a young, arrogant lad who seemed to be very confident about himself. He pointed out how arrogant the name of the establishment is without pointing out how arrogant he is himself. Yi Qian-Xing tells him that whether the name is arrogant or not is none of his business. It did not take too long for Yi Qian-Xing to realize that he had come there to pick a fight and not to avail their services. The young lad then figures out that the one he is talking to is the boss of the studio. Before he can cause any further trouble, Xiaoyu calls his attention. It turns out that the young lad is her younger brother, Xiaoyu, and she invites him to come over to attract customers. Xiaoyu then lashes out at her sister for wanting him to promote a small store like theirs. Xiaoyu then tells him just to do what he says and stop all the nonsense. Sutila and Yi Qian-Xing were shocked after realizing the relationship between the two. Xiaoyu asks his sister what the heck she likes about a poor boy and even reminds her that their father would never allow them to be together. Pissed off by his shitty attitude, Xiaoyu punches his head and stops his shitty talking. She then tells her brother to get lost, but Xiaoyu doesn't want to go. He talks to Yi Qian-Xing about his knowledge of nurturing a spirit pet. Yi Qian-Xing tells him that he knows a little about it. That said, Xiaoyu continues interrogating and intimidating Yi Qian-Xing, and that's too much rhyming. Xiaoyu tells him that if he messes up, he should not dare to ask his sister to fix it. Sutila butts in and tells him that Yi Qian-Xing is already an intermediate level nurturer. Xiaoyu laughs and tells him that there is no way he is telling the truth. However, his eyes widen when Sutila showed him Yi Qian-Xing's authenticated intermediate level nurturer certification. Xiaoyu ran out of words after Sutila slapped him with valid evidence. Despite the evidence they present him, his pride won't let him accept the truth, so he still insists that the certificate is fake. Xiaoyu had enough of his attitude problem, so she told him that he was not welcome and he could go. Xiaoyu refuses to believe, so he summons his spirit pet to test Yi Qian-Xing's capabilities. While everyone anticipates that his spirit pet is a huge beast, they are all surprised to see that it is just a little cub. This spirit pet is called Ice Crystal Tiger Cub, and it belongs to the mutated frost types. It has 3-star growth type appraisal with F7 level. Tiger Roar and Freezing Strike are its special skills, while its weaknesses are Divine Fire and Lightning types. On the other hand, its advancement condition is already indicated, while its evolution path is still unknown. Sutila laughs after seeing his small spirit pet, which Xiaoyu did not like. With confidence, Yi Qian-Xing tells him that he can help him not only to advance the level, but also to evolve his spirit. Xiaoyu asks him how sure he is to successfully do what he said, to which Yi Qian-Xing responds 100%. Xiaoyu entrusted his spirit pet, whom he calls Xiaojing, to the hands of Yi Qian-Xing. He even promises to apologize and to take back his words if Yi Qian-Xing proves him wrong. Meanwhile, Sutila cannot hold back his laugh after hearing the name of the spirit pet. Yi Qian-Xing accepted the deal, and he asked the Zhou siblings to prepare the needed materials. After 30 minutes of preparing the materials, Yi Qian-Xing put the solution in a bowl and gave it to Xiaojing. Xiaoyu wonders why it smells like shit. What makes him even more surprised is that his spirit pet drinks a lot of it despite the unbearable smell. All of a sudden, Xiaojing instantly freezes, which bothers Xiaoyu. Yi Qian-Xing assures him that what is happening is normal while he and Zhou Lang bring blocks of ice. They made an igloo-like structure around the frozen spirit pet. As the ice kept melting, a sudden burst of cold breeze was felt inside the building. The huge ice formation shatters right before their eyes. Behold the evolved form of Xiaojing in its magnificent appearance. This spirit pet is called Ice Crystal Sabertooth Tiger, and it belongs to the mutated frost types. It has 3-star growth type appraisal with E2 level. Tiger Roar, Freezing Strike, Ice Crystal Barrier, and Fury Bite are its special skills. while its weaknesses are divine fire and lightning types. On the other hand, its advancement condition is already indicated, while its evolution path is still unknown. Xia Liuxing cannot contain his happiness after his spirit pet evolved into a cooler and stronger version. The Zhou siblings, on the other hand, cannot believe what they have just witnessed. After that, Sutila gets back to Xia Liuxing, who suddenly clings to Yi Qianxing's leg. His personality turns a complete 360, for he now shows so much affection towards his so-called brother-in-law. Sutila calls out his bad behavior, but Xia Liuxing tells him that Yi Qianxing is his brother-in-law, so he should know his place in his life. Sutila tells him that what he and Yi Qianxing have is true love, so he should stop being delusional. Xia Liuxing reiterates that what he is claiming is no longer valid, for he and Yi Qianxing are the ones sharing true love. Yi Qianxing lets the two argue all they want, but the way they involve him in their conversation cringes him so much. Xia Liuxing asks for another favor from Yi Qianxing. It turns out that his father's spirit pet has been in a bad condition for quite some time, and no one can figure out how to help it. He then tells him that since he is a great nurturer, he should also know how to treat sick spirit pets. With an evil smile, he tells Yi Qianxing that the spirit pet belongs to his future father-in-law. Thus, refusing to do it is out of his choice. Xia Xiaoyu asks his little brother why no one informs her about it. Xia Liuxing tells his sister that since he recently entered a special class, his father did not want her to worry much about it. He then grins at Yi Qianxing and tells him that if he successfully cures his father's spirit pet, he assures him not to get in his way. However, if he fails, he has to stay away from his sister. Elsewhere, 5 people surround the sick spirit pet. This is the spirit pet of President Xia. Unfortunately, none of the invited nurturers were able to figure out the problem. Not long after, Xia Xiaoyu arrives with her friends. She immediately asks her father what happened to Lang Shu. This spirit pet is called Howling Moon Silver Wolf, and it belongs to the lightning and frost types. It has 4-star growth type appraisal with D5 level. Frost of the Moon Extreme Cold Domain and Wolf's Clan Royal Seal are its special skills, while its weaknesses are divine fire types. On the other hand, its advancement condition and evolution path are still unknown. With the help of the Spirit Pet Creation Simulator, Yi Qianxing instantly figures out the problem with the Spirit Pet, which is poison caused by a chemical in chocolate. Xia Liuxing happily introduces Yi Qianxing to his father. Apparently, he is aware of him since Xia Xiaoyu cannot stop talking about him all the time. Just like his son, President Xia immediately doubts Yi Qianxing's capabilities. President Xia even told him that he had already invited Professor Dongfang to check the status of his spirit pet. Upon hearing that, Yi Qianxing respectfully told President Xia that even the old professor could not do anything about his spirit pet's condition. The spirit nurturers in the room violently react to what Yi Qianxing has told. They insist that he is just a youngster and he has no right to give comments about the respected Professor Dongfang. On the other hand, Yi Qianxing assures President Xia that he can cure his spirit pet. Again, just like his son, he is too stubborn to believe Yi Qianxing's skills. He even tells his son that all of the intermediate spirit nurturers in their city stand before them. So, there is no way for him to believe that Yi Qianxing is legit. Hearing enough insults, Yi Qianxing tells Xia Liuxing that he cannot convince his father to believe him, so he should take his leave. Suddenly, Professor Xia's secretary arrives and tells them that Professor Dongfang has arrived. Everyone warmly welcomes Professor Dongfang. However, Professor Dongfang notices and approaches Yi Qianxing. After seeing that, President Xia wonders why the professor knows Yi Qianxing. Professor Dongfang asks Yi Qianxing if he cannot also cure the spirit pet. Yi Qianxing tells him that he can, but President Xia won't let him do so. Suddenly, President Xia joins the conversation and learns that Yi Qianxing is indeed an intermediate spirit nurturer. As expected, all of the other spirit nurturers in that room were shocked after hearing it directly from Professor Dongfang. President Xia was dumbfounded after hearing the truth. What shocks him further is the fact that Professor Dongfang reveals that his level is far higher than what Jiangmen City can award to a spirit nurturer. Xia Xiaoyu apologizes for her father's poor judgment and asks Yi Qianxing to stay and cure her father's spirit pet. Even Professor Dongfang agrees with Xia Xiaoyu's request. All of a sudden, President Xia turns a complete 360 and becomes so kind toward Yi Qianxing. Well, like father, like son. Meanwhile, the condition of the spirit pet is worsening, but Professor Dongfeng manages to diagnose that his spirit pet is poisoned. President Xia begs for him to save his spirit pet, but unfortunately, Professor Dongfeng cannot figure out what toxin is invading the body of the Howling Moon Silver Wolf. President Xia asks him what to do, so Professor Dongfeng asks Yi Qianxing's thoughts. With confidence, Yi Qianxing reveals that he already knows a method to cure the spirit pet. He starts explaining some chemistry shi to them and reveals that it is caused by a chemical called theobromine that is usually found on chocolates. Xia Xiaoyu asks him if the spirit pet became sick because it ate chocolate. Yi Qianxing told her that the very reason why the spirit pet fell sick was definitely because it was given a lot of theobromine. He even added that if not for its strength, it would not have persisted up to that point. Yi Qianxing's point is clear, so President Xia understood what he was trying to point out. So when he asks him if someone poisoned his spirit pet, Yi Qianxing confirms it. Despite the alarming fact that they learned, Professor Dongfeng suggests curing the Howling Moon's Silver Wolf first. Yi Qianxing tells them that they need to lavage the stomach and remove the source of the poison and its residue by using another poison to fight the existing poison. President Xia asks Yi Qianxing how sure he is, to which Yi Qianxing replies 100%. Did I just get deja vu? After seeing Yi Qianxing's resolve, President Xia entrusted everything in his hands. After 30 minutes of preparing the solution, Yi Qianxing gave it to the spirit pet. After drinking it all, its body reacted wildly, and the Howling Moon's Silver Wolf vomited blood. Soon after, the spirit pet tells its master that it is feeling a lot better. President Xia thanked Yi Qianxing, and everyone felt relieved. He even apologizes to him for how he acted earlier, but Yi Qianxing tells him not to feel bad because he is Xia Xiaoyu's father, and helping him is what he should do. All of a sudden, President Xia happily claims Yi Qianxing as part of his family, which makes Xia Xiaoyu blush. After that, President Xia invited everyone to join them for lunch. Moments later, Yi Qianxing thanked President Xia for his hospitality, but on top of everything, he reminded him to keep the recovery of his spirit pet a secret until he catches the culprit. When they arrive, Sutila asks Yi Qianxing if President Xia did not give him a hard time. As expected, Xia Liuxing bursts in and tells Sutila that his father would not do such a thing to his brother-in-law. Xia Xiaoyu instantly pulls his ears to stop him from spitting nonsense. The next day in the Mercenary City, Yi Qianxing walks around with numerous adventurers. Apparently, someone is tailing him, and Yi Qianxing immediately feels it. Meanwhile, he proceeds to their Carefree Mercenaries Guild, where Yi Xiaoyao is waiting for him. Yi Qianxing asks him if Yi Qinghan is around because he wants to get his commission in their last mission. Yi Xiaoyao points out the fact it has been a long time since he last saw him. Caught unprepared to say any excuse, Yi Qianxing can only give him an awkward smile. All of a sudden, intruders enter their guild hall, and they are no other than the Iron Blood Mercenaries. The leader asks him if he is Yi Qianxing, which he immediately confirms. The leader accuses him of killing his brother's death. With an intimidating aura, Yi Qianxing denies all of his accusations. After hearing that, the leader orders to catch him alive. As the Iron Blood Mercenaries try to catch Yi Qianxing, Yi Xiaoyao is pissed off by their audacity to invade his territory and disrespect elders like him. The leader calls him old garbage and tells him that he cannot do anything to help Yi Qianxing. After that, Yi Xiaoyao decided to teach them a lesson that they won't forget. Meanwhile, the leader summons his spirit pet to intimidate the two. This spirit pet is called Iron Feather Eagle King, and it belongs to the flying types. It has 2-star appraisal with E8 level. Iron Wing Slice is its special skill, while its weaknesses are lightning types. On the other hand, its advancement condition and evolution path are still unknown. When the leader threatens to end the life of Yi Xiaoyao, the old man summons his spirit pet. This spirit pet is called Thunder Lion King, and it belongs to the lightning types. It has 4-star appraisal with D8 level. Thunderclap, Lightning Break, Endless Thunder Punishment, and Lightning Incarnation are its special skills, while its weaknesses are rock types. On the other hand, its advancement condition and evolution path are still unknown. Just by the mere presence of the spirit pet, the Iron Blood Mercenaries felt intimidated. Yi Qianxing, on the other hand, did not see it coming. He did not expect the old man to have such a powerful spirit pet. He did not give it any commands, but rather let his spirit pet do as it likes. Using the endless thunder punishment, the Thunder Lion King easily defeated the Iron Feather Eagle King. The leader cannot believe what he just witnessed. Yi Xiao Yao gave him a cold stare and told the enemies to get lost. All of a sudden, the leader's personality turns a complete 360. I'm so tired of these people getting complete change of heart. Can the author think of something else? He suddenly apologizes to the old man. However, before leaving, he threatens Yi Qian Xing that he will make his life a living hell. The Iron Blood mercenaries quickly leave. Then, Yi Qian Xing praises Yi Xiao Yao's true power. However, his true colors quickly show up, and he asks Yi Qian Xing to pay him for saving him. Yi Qian Xing tells him that he has no money to pay him, but Yi Xiao Yao planned another way of compensation. Apparently, he wants to ask Yi Qian Xing to do him a favor. When Yi Qian Xing asks him what the favor is, Yi Xiao Yao revealed that it's about joining the annual Mercenary group competition in the Mercenary City. Yi Qian Xing wonders why he wants him to join when he himself is strong enough to participate. Yi Xiao Yao tells him that he is already old for such stuff, seeing it as a good experience. Yi Qian Xing agrees to do it. However, Yi Xiao Yao tells him to form a 5-man team in order to join the competition, which shocks Yi Qian Xing. Then he puts pressure on Yi Qian Xing because he already agreed to do it. Yi Qian Xing told him that he could find a way to complete the 5-man team. However, he could not be assured of winning first place. Hearing that, the old geezer encourages him to secure the victory. Suddenly, Yi Qian Xing brings up the prize money because he wants half of it if they win. The old man gets mad and asks Yi Qian Xing if he wants to rob him. Gone are the days when he can scam the innocent young lad. Yi Qian Xing tells him that he is the one who will look for people and participate in the competition, so giving him a small portion of the prize would be very unfair. The old geezer tries to put him in a childish money trap but fails. Yi Qian Xing reiterates that he wants half of it. Help me spam rip the money heist because the old man did not succeed the same way. The old geezer doesn't like the idea, but he cannot do anything but accept Yi Qian Xing's terms and conditions. When everything is settled, Yi Xiao Yao reveals that the competition will take place the very next day, which freaks out Yi Qian Xing so much. Just like the old geezer, Yi Qian Xing cannot do anything but do all he can to participate and win. Yi Qian Xing left with too many regrets about visiting their mercenary guild. The very next day, many people from all over the city gather in the Grand Arena, where they will witness the annual Mercenary group competition. Yi Qian Xing and his team are waiting for the opening of the tournament. Sutila informs them that the first elimination round of the competition will be an item collection competition at the Demon Spirit Forest, and the first one to complete it will qualify to be part of the next round. He also informs them that there are a lot of opportunities to grow in that place. Xia Liuxing tells him that since they are the ones who will join the competition, he should not tag along with them. This annoys Sutila, but Yi Qian Xing tells him to go easy on him. Moments later, the team enters the Demon Spirit Forest to collect the items they need to qualify for the next round. Here, an evil spirit is guarding the item they need to collect. This evil spirit is called Eruption Gorilla, and it belongs to the fire types. It has 2-star appraisal with E1 level. Its special skill is unknown, while its weaknesses are water or divine fire types. On the other hand, its advancement condition and evolution path are still unknown. According to the Spirit Pet Creation Simulator, the first item they need to get is the Fire Spirit Fruit, which contains huge fire-type energy. That said, Yi Qian Xing finds it as a great opportunity for Xia Xiaoyu to progress. With the use of Hu's sky-burning plumes and 205's Devour, the evil spirit was sent to the afterlife immediately. After that, Yi Qian Xing asks his Void Kun to bring him the juicer. Literally, Yi Qian Xing turns the mouth of his spirit pet into the pocket of Doraemon. He turns one of the fruits into juice and gives it to Hu. After drinking it, Hu's level became E6, and Xia Xiaoyu was very happy about it. Meanwhile, Yi Qian Xing has thought of doing the same thing for his teammates so they will all get stronger. While continuing the search for the other items, Yi Qian Xing heard a squeaking sound, so he told them all to keep quiet. It turns out that it is a small evil spirit. This evil spirit is called Money Hamster, and it belongs to the Earth types. It has 2-star appraisal with F5 level. Keen sense of smell and good at finding treasures are its special skills, while wood and rock types are its weaknesses. On the other hand, its advancement condition and evolution path are still unknown. Sutila asks Yi Qian Sing why he is taking an interest in the little hamster. Yi Qian Sing reveals that the evil spirit pet is very good at finding items, which can help them do their task faster. That said, he asks Sutila and Xia Liuxing to surround it. With Yi Qian Sing's signal, the three jump over the little hamster, but they only end up headbutting each other. After realizing their failed attempt, they see the money hamster looking down at them. Triggered, Sutila and Yi Qian Sing summon their spirit pets. Yi Qian Sing orders 205 to use shock against it, while Sutila commands Dabai to use frost ground. The money hamster loses consciousness, and its body is frozen to the ground. When it regained its consciousness, Yi Qian Sing told it to help them find the items, or it would be devoured by 205. Afraid of dying soon, the money hamster reluctantly agrees. Moments later, as they continue their search, the money hamster leads them to the next item. This is the Tempest Fruit, and it has a double attribute of both wind and lightning type energy. Yi Qian Sing tells Zhou Yue that the item is great for Xiao Yu, which excites her so much because it is the first time Yi Qian Sing has given her his attention. When she decides to collect the item, Yi Qian Sing stops him because he knows that an evil spirit is guarding it. Not long after, the evil spirit appears before them. They are all surprised because it is a strong one. This evil spirit is called Purple Moon Wolf King, and it belongs to the lightning and frost types. It has 3-star appraisal with E1 level. Its special skill is unknown, while divine fire types are its weaknesses. On the other hand, its advancement condition and evolution path are still unknown. Xiao Yu wants to step in and impress Yi Qian Sing, but he tells her that she doesn't have to show off because she is the only one whom he wants to develop plot with. This made her blush and she climaxed. Yi Qian Sing explains that fighting it would be a great experience for others, too. Xia Liuxing did not waste any time and immediately jumped in to fight with Xiao Jingjing, delivering its powerful freezing strike. However, it was instantly shattered by the lightning wave of the Purple Moon Wolf King. Then, the evil spirit looks ferociously at Xia Liuxing, which scares him so much. Zhou Yue joins the fight and asks Xiao Yu to use the Tempest Step against it. Xiao Yu leaps in different directions in midair and delivers a kick to the head of the evil spirit. However, the Purple Moon Wolf King has an ice armor that blocks any attack that it receives. Nonetheless, Zhou Yue asks her spirit pet to continue attacking the enemy's armor. Xiao Yu's violent jab breaks the ice armor, which surprises Yi Qian Sing because he did not expect the cute, cuddly bunny spirit pet to possess such enormous strength. And just like that, Xiao Yu successfully blows off the ice armor and the hoodie of the big bad wolf. The evil spirit gets mad and relentlessly attacks Xiao Yu. Seeing that, Zhou Lang commands Showboat to use its Earth Ward skill, which gives Xiao Yu a protective barrier, avoiding the attack of the fatal blow from the evil spirit. This made Yi Qian Sing realize why Zhou Yue was so fearless in battle. It was all because she had a formidable, solid guard protecting her spirit pet. Yi Qian Sing realizes that no matter how strong their opponent is, with proper teamwork, they can defeat it. Not to mention, they also have Sutila to support them. Dabai uses freezing osmosis, which makes the evil spirit lose balance. Xiao Yu takes the opportunity to deliver its violent jab to knock it down, while Xiao Jingjing uses its fury bite to kill it. Moments later, Xia Liuxing gave the inner pill of the evil spirit to Yi Qian Sing. Yi Qian Sing is mesmerized by the purple moon crystal, but my eyes are on Zhou Yue's twin enormous planets. Yi Qian Sing tells Xiao Yu that there is no assurance that it will evolve, but if lucky enough, it will become even stronger. With the use of his portable juicer from Amazon, Yi Qian Sing made a juice for Xiao Yu. After drinking it, Xiao Yu was engulfed by 3 elements: ice, wind, and lightning. And just like that, it evolved into a new spirit pet.
Nice.
This spirit pet is called Rampage Snow Rabbit, from Jade Hair lineage, but not activated yet, and it belongs to the wind, lightning, and mutated frost types. It has 4 1/2 star appraisal with E4 level. Storm Control, Tempest Step, Violent Jab, and Thunder and Snowstorm Thunder are its special skill, while its weakness is not indicated yet. On the other hand, its advancement condition and evolution path are still unknown. Zhou Yue got carried away by too much joy, so she decided to give Yi Qian-xing a joyride by pressing her jiggly balloons that made this wild baboon blush like a virgin on the first day of his honeymoon. Sorry, I was just testing my rhyming skills. Seeing Xia Xiaoyu get pissed off, Zhou Yue awkwardly apologizes to her. Then, the search for the remaining item continues. Shou Jingjing and Xiao Ba are both given an item to level up. The same is true with King Kong and Void Kun. Yi Qian-xing praises the hard work of Money Hamster because not only did they manage to complete the items to qualify for the championship round, but they also got stronger to fight their enemies. While looking for the shortest route to exit the Demon Spirit Forest, they passed through a yin-yang spring. Yi Qian-xing told Sutila that the item in the middle of the spring could level up Da Bie. Since all of them are ready to join the championship round, Yi Qian-xing decided to get it to thank Sutila for secretly accompanying them in their first task. Xia Xiaoyu offers a helping hand to Yi Qian-xing in order to get the burning frost flower. Hu harvested the flower successfully. However, while going back, the guardian evil spirit gets in its way. Before getting devoured, Yi Qian-xing uses his spatial shift to save Hu. Luckily, his attempt is successful, managing to save both Hu and the burning frost flower. This evil spirit is called Two-Headed Ice and Fire Snake, and it belongs to the frost and fire types. It has 3-star appraisal with D2 level. Its special skill is unknown, while its weaknesses are divine water or divine fire types. On the other hand, its advancement condition and evolution path are still unknown. Knowing that her spirit pet has a great advantage, Xia Xiaoyu asks Yi Qian-xing if Hu can still fight. Yi Qian-xing tells her that since Hu gets injured, it cannot handle the evil spirit alone. That being said, Yi Qian-xing decided to fight it instead, and he asked his friends to assist him as much as possible. First, Yi Qian-xing looks for the perfect spot to deliver his attacks. Then, he commands Hu to launch his burning plumes from a certain distance. However, the evil spirit is strong enough to intercept the attack. After that, Yi Qian-xing commands King Kong to smash it to death, so immediately unleashes its maximum power to fight the evil spirit. Using its huge stick, King Kong manages to penetrate its defenses, resulting into a huge explosion that ends up creating a thick smoke. Sutila wonders if they managed to defeat it, but to their surprise, King Kong gets constricted by the evil spirit. Seeing his spirit pet is on the verge of life and death, Yi Qian-xing remembers that he is the main character, so he decides to stop the cap and be the greatest Giga Chad the world has ever seen.
Sensational.
That said, Yi Qian-xing commands 205 to the fatal combo Shock and Nether Fire Strike. And just like that, the evil spirit was erased to the very surface of the earth. Moments later, the team returned to the Grand Arena. Within the given short period of time, only 2 teams managed to complete the task, which means it's time for the championship round. Sutila informs Yi Qian-xing that he cannot be seen as part of his team due to his status as the young master of their city. Apparently, Yi Qian-xing already anticipated it and asked Xia Liuxing to tag along instead. Xia Liuxing tells Sutila that he and Yi Qian-xing will go together in sickness and in health till death do them part. On the other hand, Sutila tells him that he can daydream all he wants because at the end of the day, Yi Qian-xing will always come back to him.
What do you mean by that?
Later on, the championship round between the Carefree Mercenaries and the Hungry Wolf Mercenaries was announced. 2 participants from the audience are alarmed to see that they are up against the most notorious mercenary group. Carefree Mercenaries is a team consisting of the Zhou siblings, the Xia siblings, and Yi Qian-xing himself. Meanwhile, other participants wonder who the Carefree Mercenaries are because they are not familiar with them. Hearing all the belittling toward them, Yi Qian-xing motivates his teammates to crush their enemies so that they will see their true power. The leader of the enemy team starts intimidating them with his threats. On the other hand, Yi Qian-xing's team summons their spirit pets. The leader orders the pack of ironback wolves to devour their enemies, while Yi Qian-xing orders 205 to teach their enemies a good lesson. 205 fearlessly attacks the enemy with the use of its signature shock skill against the 2 ironback wolves in the front line. Then, 205 unleashes a shadow-ripping claw strike. Elsewhere, Shou Jingjing jumps over the other ironback wolf. Using its strong Fury Bite attack, the iron plate on its back gets crushed, instantly defeating its enemy. With only 2 wolves remaining to take down, 205 and Shou Jing deliver their finishing blow and finish the match in just 10 seconds. The enemy team cannot believe what they have just witnessed, and they all tremble in fear. Even the other participants from the audience are struck in awe upon witnessing their strength. Yi Qian-sing asks the game announcer why he is not announcing the winner yet and asks if they have to kill the Spirit Masters, too, which gives the enemy team a chill down their spine. The announcer reiterates that killing the Spirit Master is not allowed. Yi Qian-sing then asks him again what the heck is waiting for before he announces who the winner is, and just like that, the announcer declared the Carefree Mercenaries team as the champion of the tournament. Sutila congratulated them. As usual, Xia Liu-sing is there to remind him that he is not part of their victory because he is just a spectator. After winning the competition, they went back to their usual routine. Zhou Yue calls out everyone's attention to tell them that customers are coming. It did not take too long for Xia Liu-sing to recognize his father's car. Apparently, President Xia brought his rich friends to take Yi Qian-sing's consultation with their spirit pets. As expected, his friends think he is just fooling around but wonder why his son and daughter are with Yi Qian-sing, too. When President Xia tells them not to judge a person by their appearance, one of his friends tries Yi Qian-sing's skills. He summons his spirit pet, which happens to be a giant grizzly warrior bear. This spirit pet is called Rock Cudgel War Bear, and it belongs to the Earth and Battle types. It has 3-star growth type appraisal with E3 level. Mud throwing, rock throwing, and headbutting are its special skills, while its weaknesses are water types. On the other hand, its advancement condition and evolution path are still unknown. The man asks Yi Qian-sing what he can see with his spirit pet's status. As usual, Yi Qian-sing easily answers everything with the help of the Spirit Pet Creation Simulator. The man is shocked when Yi Qian-sing tells him about the recent behavior of his spirit pet. Amazed by Yi Qian-sing's skills, the man asks him if he knows a way to help his spirit pet. Yi Qian-sing assures him that his spirit pet is physically healthy. Then, he reveals to him that the problem is actually its heart. Hearing that, the man asks him what he means by that. Apparently, the spirit pet falls out of love and is currently experiencing great sadness, which makes the man wonder how it possibly happened. Yi Qian-sing explains that just like humans, spirit pet has emotions too. Suddenly, the man blushed when he remembered his friend who brought a female bear's spirit pet to his house. The man reveals that the bears had a great time together and realizes that his spirit pet became like that after they parted ways. President Xia tells his friend to call her and bring her spirit pet to solve the problem. After 30 minutes, the woman arrived along with her spirit pet. She enters the studio with her huge cannonballs. Sorry, I meant her huge spirit pet. The bears immediately blush after seeing each other again, and with the looks in their eyes, they are ready to repopulate their bear community. As the 2 bears' spirit pets share their sweet gestures, their owners are completely shocked. The man explains to her that his Rong has taken a special liking to her. Hong and her separation makes it feel so sad. The man asks her if she is willing to sell her spirit pet to him, but the woman refuses. Instead, she considers visiting Hong as long as he doesn't mind about it. The man wildly tells her that he doesn't mind even if she stays in his place. Bro, we're talking about your spirit pets, not you. The woman tells him that she will live in his house from then on. Wow, that's real quick. Apparently, their spirit pets are not the only ones in love. It turns out that they have been in love with each other for a long time, but they decided to pursue their career first. The design is very Asian culture. With the help of the Spirit Pet Creation Simulator, Yi Qian-sing also manages to help the other friends of President Xia. The next day, Sutila rushes toward him to tell him their problem. Apparently, their suppliers refuse to give them their needed items because the Iron Blood Mercenaries threaten to hurt them if they keep selling items to them. Upon hearing that, Yi Qian-sing knows that their leader is the reason behind it. Sutila also informs Yi Qian-sing that more than half of the nurturing studios in the city belong to them, so their presence have taken away a huge amount of their customers. Nevertheless, he tells Yi Qian-sing that he will ask his daddy Dearest to help them, but Yi Qian-sing wants another way of dealing with them. Yi Qian-sing is at the point of his life where he won't let anybody ruin his growing success, so he tells Sutila that he will fight them with wit. When the night arrived, the 6 went straight to the warehouse of the Iron Blood Mercenaries. Sutila asks Yi Qian-sing what his plan is. Yi Qian-sing brings out some weeds, and he asks Xiao Yu to use Hu to burn them. He let the wind take the smoke to the enemies. After sniffing the smoke from the burning weed, The spirit pets went too high. Then, they lost their senses and attacked their owners. The six watch how the spirit pets rebel against their spirit masters. When they are free to infiltrate the warehouse, they proceed to their next plan. The Iron Blood Mercenary warehouse is filled with treasure chests. Yi Qian-xing is overwhelmed by the amount of good stuff inside the warehouse, so he decides to take them all. With the help of his Void Kun, Yi Qian-xing takes everything with its space magic. After stealing everything, Yi Qian-xing and his friends leave. Meanwhile, the Iron Blood Mercenaries are shocked to see that everything has been stolen. After quite some time, the news in the town spread and Yi Qian-xing's studio gained popularity. An endless stream of customers keeps coming into their studio despite their limited operating hours. In just a few months, Yi Qian-xing became one of the wealthiest men in their city. Now, he is no longer the unwanted orphan boy, and he can finally become who he wants to be.